रोग प्रशमन और धातु वृद्धि, मतलब हेल्थ को स्वास्थ्य रक्षण, इस दोनों चीजों में हम ध्यान रखते हैं। इसमें दो चीजें हैं कि हम पेशेंट को ट्रीट तो करते हैं, पर उसके साथ भी हम एक काम जरूर करते हैं, उसका नाम है एडवोकेसी। मतलब वी आर एडवोकेट्स ऑल्सो, हेल्थ एडवोकेट्स। जैसे हम कभी कभी दवाई तो नहीं देते, बहुत सारे बार आयुर्वेद में ऐसा होता है कि दवाई नहीं देते, पर वी एडवोकेट पीपल हाउ टू मेंटेन देयर हेल्थ. So this is a very, very important aspect which many practitioners have to, other practitioners also have to know. That is from the other pathies, that this is not there in any other pathi. This is there only in some of the systems, especially Ayush systems. That is the advocacy. So health advocacy में बहुत लाभदायक और बहुत important role play करने वाली चीज है रसायन. So in that scenario, if we say that usually people come to us with some problems, that is they come with a roga, and we are supposed to give them a solution. So that we call as chikitsa. So we are problem solvers. That is, we have solution with us for a specific problem, and also sometimes the problems can be multiple. That is, they need not be one problem, there may be multiple problems. So we are here to provide solutions. So we should know what are the kinds of solution we can give to people. So in that perspective, if we see, then the people who come to us may come to us with one time problem. जैसे सर्दी हुआ, जुकाम हुआ, या फिर headache हुआ, it can be a one time thing. So they'll have this, they'll come to us, we will give the treatment, and they'll be out of this, and they will be roga mukta. So this can happen with sadhya rogas, and specifically when we see this is related to sukha sadhya rogas. But there are some diseases wherein people start coming us with the problem of recurring problems. It will be recurrent, that is बार बार होता है. जैसे इस ऋतु में जुलाई, हर साल में जून और जुलाई में ही मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम आता है, या फिर समर में ही ये प्रॉब्लम आता है. वैसे ऋतु वाइज हम देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स लोगों को होता है. And we also see that many a times it is not related to only the physical health problems. It is related to mental health problem, or it can be related to spiritual problems, or emotional, or even social problems also. That is why I have not specifically written here as health problem. So here it can be a one-time problem which we can solve and leave it, but recurring problems are very important for us. That is, in OPDs we see that people come to us for every little problem. That is, it may be social, economical, it may be sometimes emotional, or even sometimes spiritual also. So this is one category. There is one more category wherein we have a lifelong risk. Lifelong risk will be there. That is, even if they are following Ayurveda, even if they are following all the Dinacharya and Rutucharya up to their level, the best of their levels, and we are also advocating everything, even then there are certain risk factors which is very difficult to manage. जैसे हम जनपदोध्वंस में देखते हैं, वैसे risk factors. So these are specifically related to vritti, that is their occupation. Nowadays we see that many corporate people come with specific problems related to their occupation. Second thing is the desha, that is the environment in which they dwell, that is wherever they are living, or it may be the lifestyle or timings, or even the climatic conditions, everything, even climate change also. So environment plays an important role as a lifelong risk. That is almost up to the age of 60-70 years also they will be exposed to this. Then is the prakriti. That is, prakriti is always a problem. For example, we get some patients who say that every time I get fever very quickly, or I get whenever I get exposed to cold winds, I get sneezing, and then it leads to running nose, and then I get phlegm, and then it leads to cough. So this is one of the reasons. Like many a times the prakriti itself will be a problem sometimes whenever we do not take care. So for all these things, that is especially the recurring problems and risk involved diseases, that is risk involved situations, what will be the solution? The best solution which we usually find is the Rasayana. So what is this Rasayana? How should we see this Rasayana as? One thing is, people what they expect is, one thing, they should get good results. It should be result oriented. That is, the Karyaphala should be leading to Dhatu Samya. That is, definitely we should get results. Dhatu Samya Kriya Cha Ukta Tantrasya Asya Prayojanam. This is the Prayojana of our Tantra, especially Charaka Samhita. Therefore, our solution should be result oriented, definitely. There is 100% solution we should be able to offer. And second thing is, it should be sustainable. That is, it should be sustainable always. That is, we see that Charaka Samhita, though it was written so many years ago, the solutions which we apply, which we take from there and then apply here, it is applicable and we get results also. We get definite results. Why is it? Because it is Trikalika. That is, it was in the Purva Kala also it was there, in Vartamana also it is there, in the Bhavishyat also it will be there. So we have sustainable solutions. So these sustainable solutions have been given by Acharya Charaka. The third thing is the multidimensional approach. Why multidimensional approach is required is because a patient may come with multiple problems, but we cannot give multiple solutions. That is, we cannot give multiple drugs or so many formulations to him. We can give one or two formulations which particularly suits him or which is customized to the patient. So this is very important. So that is called as the multidimensional approach, and that is possible because our dravyas have this particular dimension. That is Bahukalpam, Bahugunam, Sampannam, Yogyam Aushadam. So these particular four qualities, especially the Bahukalpa and Bahugunatva of the dravyas which have been enlisted by Acharya Charaka, especially in Charaka Samhita, they have this multidimensional approach. Therefore, our dravyas will be able to tackle the conditions which is customized to the patients. So this is how the Rasayana dravyas specifically works. So now we can see that there is a concept which we have to understand, that once we do the Dhatu Samya, then there is very minimal attack of the rogas. That is why in Charaka Sutra Navegandharani Adhyaya it is specifically told Rogastathana Jayante Prakristeshu Dhatushu Dhatavaschapi Abhivardhante Jara Mandyam Upaiticha. So you can see that Rogastathana Jayante, that is, when the dhatus are in the Prakrita Avastha, the rogas will not happen. That is, there is minimal risk of rogas to happen. That is, once you are able to maintain the Prakrita Avastha of the dhatus, then rogas cannot usually happen. Na Jayante. Dhatavaschabi Abhivardhante, that is, the dhatu vridhi also will happen. That is, there will be proper development also, wherein we can find some of the health benefits out of it. That is, maintaining the normalcy is one thing. Second thing is the utkrishtata of the swasthya also will be maintained. And then jara mandyam upaiticha, that is the jara, that is the senility will be reduced. That is, we can delay the age. So this is also possible. So this is like, prakritik prakrita avastha of dhatu, that is maintaining the prakrita of avastha of the dhatus is like bread. And the dhatu vruddhi and the jara maintaining, that is avoiding the jara, is like butter. So sometimes only bread is also enough, but we need butter also. So with the Charaka Samhita's approach, specifically with Rasayana, we have both bread and butter. That is a little extra. That is a little more benefits will be there. So what will help us for all these things is the Rasayana. So how does this Rasayana benefit us? That is, I told that we not only have the Prakrita Avastha of the dhatus maintained by the use of Rasayanas, but we also have certain extra things which we can get benefit of. So what are they? One thing is, as we said, that it is Dhatu Vardhaka, but at the same time, it is Ayu Vardhaka, Smruti Vardhaka, Medha Vardhaka, Bala Vardhaka. So these things, that is on the left side, whatever you can see that these are there already with us. That is, Ayu is there, a certain Ayu is there. It is not that we do not, we have 100% Ayu, that is Dirgha Ayu, but whatever Ayu we have, it is there. Whether it is Niyata Ayu or Aniyata Ayu, whatever we consider, there is some Ayu. Is there Smruti? Smruti is also there with us. Definitely it is there. Medha is there. Yes, Medha is also there with us. Is Bala there? Bala is also there. Whatever position it is okay, but it is there. So Rasayanas have a benefit of vardhaka of these things. That is, it can increase this. We have it, but it can increase it. We have the capacity to increase. Like for example, children are told, no, you have the capacity of scoring good marks, but you are not scoring. It is like that. So we have the capacity of increasing all these things, but we are not up to the mark, or we are not gaining this particular vardhana, because we lack in knowing about the rasayanas. So if we use rasayanas, definitely all these things will increase. So there is a possibility of increase of these particular factors. There is one more thing which can be maintained or which can be arrested. So what is that? It is vaya. Only vaya can be sthapaka. That is, it can be maintained, it can be arrested, or it can be controlled in a certain manner. So if these things increase, so the vaya seems to not to increase. That is, your chronological age may increase, but the biological age may be a little less. So if you have good ayu, if you have good smriti, if you have good medha and good bala, then nobody will consider you as a as a elderly person. So this is important. So here it is not, it is a effect what we see. It is not something which is objective, it is subjective. So a subjective parameter is attained with the help of rasayana. So if all these things increase, then you get this. So this is how it happens. Now, when we consider our life as such, we always expect something extra in our life, or whatever we do not have, we want that, right? So for example, we say that is yogakshemam vahamyaham. We say yogakshema means what? Yoga means something which we do not have. If we get it, that is called as yoga. What is kshema? Kshema is something which we already have, we have to maintain it. So kshema we can somehow maintain with the help of this vayasthapaka dravyas and dhatu vardhaka dravyas. But this yoga we need. Yoga means specifically some things we need. So we it is according to our effort, whatever we do. So according to our efforts of taking the rasayana or applying the rasayana tantra in our lives, we can attain something which is not there with us. So what are there? There, one thing is arogya. Definitely we'll have certain arogya, but complete arogya is possible only when we have the usage of rasayanas done in a good way. Next one is the tarunatva. So tarunatva may be there only as a phase in our life. So to increase the tarunatva or to attain tarunatva in a later phase also in our life, we need to do something extra. Prabha is also something which is extra. Varna, swara, deha bala, indriya bala, vak siddhi, pranati and kanti. So all these things are something which we usually do not have in a very optimum level, but we expect that to be at the optimal level. We crave for it. So this is something which is not prapta to us. So aprapta prapaka is possible with the help of rasayana. So if we properly apply the concepts of rasayana, definitely we'll be able to attain all these things. So let us see what are the dravyas of Charaka Samhita which will help us in increasing the things which we have already, and maintaining things which we have, and then whatever we do not have, how to specifically take this. Okay, I think somebody has a question. Somebody has raised the hand. Take it, fine. So we have based on this, that is based on the things which we already have, that is or some things which we expect to happen. So we can consider the classification of rasayanas into three aspects. I have included certain things which we usually practice also. Some things are not there in Charaka Samhita directly, but they are applied. So whatever is applied on the in the OPD basis or by clinical practice or by Anubhava, that also I have included under these categories. So you can see that we can classify this into three major types. There is rasayanas. So in our clinical practice, we can have this particular perspective so that it will be easy for us to prescribe the particular type of rasayana to people. So first type is the Aushadha Rasayana. That is, if there is definite need of rasayana for the people who after the Shamana Aushadha or Shodhana Aushadha, then we will prescribe the Aushadha Rasayanas. The second thing will be the ahara rasayanas. That is, you have done all the kinds of treatment, but you want to maintain the prakrita avastha of the dhatus. Then ahara rasayanas will be very much helpful. At the same time, it will be helpful for prevention also. And then the third thing is the achara rasayana. That is the on the basis of conduct and behavior. That is how to be healthy on a social platform, or how to be healthy on the emotional strata, or how to be good in the spiritual level. All these things will be possible only when we specifically advise about Achara Rasayana, which is a very, very, very unique contribution of Acharya Charaka. And this is one of the unique concepts which will build on the concepts of Ahara Rasayana and Aushadha Rasayana. If Achara Rasayana is good, then automatically Aushadha Rasayanas and Ahara Rasayanas will work well, and it can be given only for a limited period of time. That is why Aushadha Rasayanas are also called as Naimittika Rasayana. That is, they have a nimitta. That is, specifically, they are given to a particular disease. In specific disease conditions, these Naimittika Rasayanas are given. And you can see that it is explained under general treatment of the diseases. It is not, it is not very specific also, but at the same time, it is in general. That is, many diseases will be covered. As I said, that Bahuganatva of the Aushadha is ascertained here. So you can see that in many of the disease conditions, at the end, the Rasayanas will be also advised. For example, if you take Rasayana Tantra of, or Rasayana Pada of Charaka Samhita, there you have certain Rasayanas like Chavana Prasha, wherein Aushadha Yogas, Aushadha Rasayanas are also told. That is, in Chavana Prasha, you have the Shwasa, Kasa, etc. So you have so many diseases wherein it can be specifically used as a Naimittika Rasayana. It includes the single drug and also compound preparations also. Like, for example, Shilajatu, etc. Single drug formulations which can be used directly. You can also see herbal and herbo mineral origin drugs also. And it is sometimes, not a specific treatment, or it can be a adjuvant therapy also. Like, it can be a Anupana, or like, for example, in oncology, the field of oncology, many Rasayana Dravyas, especially Naimittika Rasayanas, are used as adjuvant therapy. So many articles, so many research works have happened for as adjuvant therapy. There is Ayurveda adjuvant therapy in oncology section. So that is one of the important major areas wherein we can work. The important thing is the Rasayana Dravyas, especially Naimittika Rasayanas, as they are Aushadha Rasayanas, they work in a specific way. What they do, they specifically work on the Agni. That is, they increase the Agni, and also it is specific to the Srotasas. It will be helpful in clearing the Srotasas, that is, Sroto Dushti. It will be correcting. Third thing, it will help the Dhatu Vardhana. So in that way, it will be helpful for curing of the diseases. At the same time, it will be helpful for increasing the Oja and the Bala, so that the capacity of withstanding the disease or the ill effects of the disease will be possible when the ojas or the bala of the rogi is increased. So when the rogi bala is increased, the roga bala will come down. So we see that often that in Charaka Samhita also it is said that Shodhana is needed before administering Naimittika Rasayanas. Of course, in Kuti Pravishika Rasayana it is told that we have to use Haritakya Yoga. But for Kamya Rasayana or for this Naimittika Rasayana also, it is specifically told that you need to undergo Shodhana. Many times it may be not feasible for us in the OPD practice to every time administer the Shodhana Chikitsa and then give the Rasayana. People may not agree, or the time period may not be suitable. That is, the climate changes may happen suddenly. So it may be difficult for us. But you at least have to make sure that some kind of Shodhana has happened. At least Mala Shodhana should happen. So we can see that what kind of Mala Shodhana is required. Here you can see that Malapaham, Rogaharam, Balavarna Prasadanam, Pitva Samshodhanam Samyak Ayusha Yujate Chiram. So in Charaka Sutrasthana 15 chapters specifically, they say that Malapaham, Rogaharam, Balavarna Prasadanam. So Samshodhana will make sure that the Mala is out of the body. And at the same time, the Rogaharatva effect also will be seen at up to a certain level. Then after that, Samyak Ayusha Yujyate Chiram. That is, Ayu Vruddhi will happen further. So here you can specifically see that this Ayu Vardhana is possible only when we do the Malashodhana and then do the Bala Varna Vardhana, etc. So this Malapaham and Rogaharatva is very important before we administer the Rasayana. Only then our Rasayana Dravyas will work better. Otherwise, it is quite difficult. For example, if you want to do some makeup, first we have to wash our face with water completely, and then some makeup is possible. If we are sweating and then there is already mala, swedam over our face, and then we start doing the makeup will go away and it will look very, very ugly. So this is the simile which we can use nowadays. So that is how it happens. So we have to clean the sharira well, and then we have to administer. How do we do that? So we can do it by langana and pachana. Many times a little bit of langana pachana also will be helpful, like satyo virechana or satyo vamana also will be helpful many times if the roga bala is not very high. If the rogi bala is good and roga bala is less, in those times definitely we can go for some short kind of shodhana, like administering of some anulomana dravyas, or by administering the lavanodaka and doing the sadhyo vamana, or even Eshti Madhu Fanta can be used, and then we can do vamana, and then immediately we can go for a Rasayana therapy. So this is possible. Sometimes this, especially in Naimitika Rasayana, why I am telling is because we have a number of cases. For example, infertility, or it can be related to thyroid diseases, etc. People will be thinking that this is a very long process. If we have to undergo Shodhana, then Shamana Ushadi, then Rasayana, so this is a very long process. So we can cut it short in such a way that it doesn't affect our concepts also. At the same time, we are doing justice for the rogi as well as the condition, the avastha. So specifically, Charaka Samhita in Chikitsa Prabhuti, it is said that if we do not want the diseases to recur, in the first slide we were discussing that there are recurring diseases. That is, the diseases may recur. Why? Because of many factors. Maybe because of risk factors. Second thing, because of our prajna paratha. So if we do not want the punarudbhavata of the doshas, then doshaha kadachit kupyanti jita langana pachanaihi jita samshodhanairetu na desham punaradbhavaha. So if we do shodhana, then the apunarbhavata of the roga will happen. That is why many times when convincing the patients, I usually say that if you do not want your diseases to get transferred to your children, then undergo Shodhana. If you undergo Shodhana, then there is minimal chance. Of course, we do not have definite evidence right now to say that we can prevent the diseases by Shodhana, that is, prevent all the anuvamshika diseases, especially hereditary diseases, with the help of Shodhana. We do not have definite evidences for every kind of disease, but at least we'll have that hypothesis. So if we have that hypothesis and work on the hypothesis formulation, definitely it will be helpful one day if we administer a lot of some Shodhanas before people get conceived. Then we can see that whether how many of them have not got their hereditary diseases transferred to their progeny. So this is one of the concepts which we have to see. So it is also a thing which we have to work upon and make sure that before doing any kind of Rasayana therapies, we do this Shodhana. So after we shall consider that we have done already the Shodhana Chikitsa, and then we will start the Naimitika Rasayana. So this Naimitika Rasayana, how long it can be administered? See, there is a quotation from Ashtanga Sangraha that we have to administer the medication until we get the results. So how long can we wait? Usually in Shamana Ushadis, it is said that we have to wait for 7 days. Saptahetu alabham kriyayam, we say. That is, we have to change the kriyapatha should be changed if we do not get any the result within 1 week. That is saptaha, within 7 days. So it is always better to use it for 7 days and then see. So this is a time range which is given. But Naimitika Rasayanas can be, as it said, it can be given for a long time. And we also have been using for a long time. So Rasayana Dravyas means it can be given for long time. That is how it is told. But Naimitika Rasayanas are Rogahara Rasayanas also, right? So when it is Rogahara Rasayana, then how long it can be given? So therefore, as it is Rogaharatva, there is some kind of Dhatu Dushti and the Dosha Dushti here. So therefore, we have to consider the Satatya, that is Satatabhyasa of a Dravya. So it is said in the Charaka Vimanasthana that Satatyenopasevymanam upashete tatra ye Gritakshira Taila Mamsarasa Satmyaha Sarvarasa Satmyascha. So here we can see that some of the dravyas will become Satmya, but it is beneficial. Why? Because for example, they have given the Grita, Kshira, Taila, Mamsarasa, etc. Though we are accustomed to certain dravyas in our life, it will not become any kind of, it will not harm us. It will be beneficial only. Even if it is becoming Satmya to us, it will become, it will definitely give us the positive results. For example, since in birth we are taking Kshira, since birth we are taking roti, chawal, etc. But when the body demands some energy, we need once again the same things. That is, we are not, completely accustomed to it, and it is not that we do not want it. So, Gritakshira Tailam Apsarasa, etc. also have are like that. That is, these are the dravyas which are Satmya to us, but at the same time it is beneficial, and also it will be nourishing to us. So, Rasayana dravyas are also like that. But there is a difference here. That is, until what time you can use these Naimitika Rasayanas, specifically with Naimitika Rasayanas. These Rasayanas having the property of correcting the Dhatu Daurbalya. If they want to be corrected, for example, in chronic diseases, you can see that the optimum level of Dhatus, that is Prakrita Avastha of the Dhatus, till whatever time we expect to happen, till that time you are supposed to give it. So in chronic diseases, usually what happens is this Dhatu Daurbalya and Sroto Vaikunya will be there for a long time. It will not be for a short time, it will be for a long time. The references of this we get in many Vyadhis like Vata Vyadhi, Vata Rakta Chikitsa, etc., wherein we have the Dosha Dushti going for a long time. That is, it can be 1 year, more than 1 year, or even 5 years, 10 years, etc. So there they have told specifically, especially in Vata Vyadhi Chikitsa, Acharya Sushruta also says that rigorous kind of treatment, that is, for example, any kind of treatments like Basti or even Abhyanga, Svedana, all these things are done for a long time. That is more than a year, continuously. There is rigorous treatments are also done continuously. For example, in Kushta Chikitsa also we see that all kinds of Panchakarma can be done at once, that is one by one. So these references give us a solid, evidence that the Dhatu Daurbalya will take time for to set in. One thing, and also the Sroto Vaigunya also to get over, it will take a lot of time, and it will take a lot of efforts also. So with Shodhana, so much of Shodhana and Shamana, and also with the use of Rasayana Dravyas, it is possible to maintain the Dhatu Prakrita Avastha of the Dhatus up to a certain level. Therefore, if we are using Naimitika Rasayanas, then until the Dhatu Daurbalya is corrected or the Soto Vaigunya is corrected, till then we have to use. Then also after this usage also, we can use the Naimika Dravyas. Why? Because the quality of the life of the patients, that is the QOL of the patients, can be corrected, because Pathya is important. For example, a disease has crossed 1 year or it has reached the stage of Yapyatva, then you definitely will need the Aushadha also along with you. That is, until until you die, you have to have this kind of Aushadhas. So instead of having only Shamana Aushadhas or something like that, it is better to have Rasayana Aushadhas or Naimitika Rasayanas, which will help in maintaining the Dhatu Daurbalya or correcting the Dhatu Daurbalya. At the same time, it will be helpful in increasing the Bala of the Sharira, so that any new disease will not come in. That is, we always consider that Dosha Dusha Sammurchana should not happen in a new way. Already there is a disease. For example, a person is suffering with Prameha. He is already having a particular Nidana, and because of that he has a Samprapti. So this Samprapti is going on, and there is a Chikitsa which is also going on. But it is not completely cured. He is able to maintain his Sharira with some ups and downs, but he is with the Rasayana Dravya or some Aushadha Dravya only. But you can see that some new disease should not come in. That is, we have to make sure that other diseases, that other samprapti should not attack him. So for that reason, this rasayanas will be very, 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 very helpful. So in that way, we have to consider this. So while we are practicing in the OPDs, we have to make sure that if we get any Yapya disease, then of course we have to make sure that the Yapyatva is tackled well. But at the same time, you have to make sure you convince the patient that we are going to prevent any other samprapti in you. So if any other sampraptis, for example, if he is also having the tendency of having shwasa, if you can prevent this, then this bala will be maintained. If the bala is maintained, see, both are kapha rogas. There is shwasa and there is vata kapha roga. And if he is suffering with madhumeha, both are, the dosha is same. So therefore, these rasayanas which are helpful both in prameha and shwasa, if we are using, then we can prevent the attacks of shwasa, which will increase his bala, so that his yapyatva of the disease also can be reduced up to a certain level. So this is possible. So how does the rasayana work actually? So if we see this was firstly given by C.P. Shukla sir, this particular concept of understanding the mode of action of rasayana, that is what I am presenting now. So he says that it mainly acts on three major things. That is, one is the rasa, wherein it will increase the nutritional value. Second thing, that's how the dhatu abhivardhana will happen. It will also act on the agni, so that whenever there is the regulation of the agni happening, the digestion metabolism will increase. Because of that, there will be improved nourishment. There is absorption will be better. Third thing is there will be srotas, that is, it can enter the sukshma srotas, wherein the microcirculation will increase, and that also will increase the nourishment. That's how the dhatu vardhana will happen, and then the rasayana prabhava, whatever we have mentioned earlier, all those things are possible. So if we consider the Ayurveda concept here, that is how the rasayana dravya has some speciality. That is, what is the thing which the chikitsa cannot do and the rasayana can do specifically. That is, in general, chikitsa, what it does the dhatu samya kriyacha ukta tantasya prayochan. That is, it can correct the dhatu vaishamyata. That is the role of chikitsa. Wherein the samyatva of the doshas is maintained, the samyatva of the dhatu is maintained, and the prashasta dhatus are maintained, and then you get health. That is, arogya is attained. But rasayanas have a specific this thing wherein it can directly, not involving much of dosha samurchana, it can directly go towards the dhatu samya, that is bringing the dhatu samyata avastha. And then it has a special effect wherein, as I said, it is like bread and butter. This is, rasayanas are like butters. That is, like, it will increase the ojas and the bala, so that in turn it will increase the health. So this is the benefit of rasayana. Rasayanas are not directly involving in the samprapti vigatana many times, if it is not naimitika rasayana, but it will be helpful in creating the dhatu samya avastha, and it will increase the prashasta dhatus and make sure that the doshas will not increase, and of course it will increase the ojas and bala. So in Rasayana Adhikara, we can see that some of the specific rasayanas have been told, which we usually use in our daily practice. Of course, Chavanaprasha Rasayana, Brahma Rasayana, Pipali Rasayana, and Vardhamana Pipali Yoga have been used. Even now, people are using this. The most popular ones are the Chavanaprasha, Brahma Rasayana, Pipali Rasayana. Vardhamana Pipali Yogas also have been used, are being used by many people, but sometimes Vardhamana Pipali Yoga is quite difficult to practice in certain areas, wherein especially in summer, or even sometimes in certain places wherein there is more of heat. So it is quite difficult, and sometimes in urban areas it is quite difficult to convince people to take the specific rasayana yogas for a longer period of time. So we have certain modifications which we can do in our OPD practice, which we can write as a prescription, so that in our absence they can practice. Because many of the rasayana dravyas, as which is formulated or as framework by Acharya Charaka, you can see that there should be a constant vigil or constant observation of the Vaidya. when the rogi is taking the rasayana. But usually we see that in our OPD practices, we are not in connect with the rogi always. That is, the rogi is not giving us daily follow up, or daily information about his condition. It is like we prescribe for a month or 2 months, and then they come up for the follow up for a longer period of after a longer period of time. So during that period we are not in a constant, he is not in under constant vigilance. So in those cases, what happens? The dosha dushti may happen in between. They may fall sick with some other climatic conditions, environment, and risk factors also. So for that reason, we need to modify certain practices which have been told in from the classics. So we have certain modifications which I just want to suggest, which can be helpful for us. So we can have this kind of perspectives. Like for example, if the deha prakriti of the person is vata pradhana or pitta pradhana or kapha pradhana, specifically we can give certain drugs, that is which are told in our in the Charaka Samhita. That is, for example, a vata prakriti person, like a person who is always exposed to air conditioned environment, who is always having talking a lot. That is, we see that in corporate field they always talk, they'll have continuous meetings, or they will have to give continuous presentations to somebody, especially nowadays sales also. There is a lot of digital sales is happening, so continuously they will be talking to people. So vata vriddhi will happen with this, and if they are vata prakriti specifically, even more vata vriddhi will happen, and because of that they will have nidra nasha, etc. So in those people, bala mula churna can be given as a tea. Bala tea is available in many corporate companies. We can see nowadays that this ashwagandha tea, bala mula tea is available. There is small packets of bala, nagabala, atibala, etc. will be there. That can be just added with the hot water and mixed and taken like green tea. So we can also advise this Dashamula Siddha Peya also, and also Dashamula Siddha Yavago or porridge, that also can be prepared. So even specifically in South India people are Yushasatnya. So we prepare a lot of rasam, sambar, and such things, liquid items. So there we can add any of these very easily, which is not very thick, or which is not very bad in taste also. That also we need to consider. But of course, bala along with grita has been a very good drug of choice for me, especially in clinical practice. I find very good results. And there are certain drugs which come in syrup also, syrup base, which is helpful. We can advise in the evening hours in vata prakriti person, in vata pradhana rogas. Sayankala is the best time after they come back from their work, or even if they are working, evening times are best to tackle the vata. So this is how I use it. In pitta prakriti persons or pitta pradhana prakriti persons, we can use amalaki. Amalaki peya can be used nowadays. Sweet amla is available in all flavors. There are so many companies which are producing amalaki in different flavors, very tasty flavors also. So that is one thing which we can use. Shatavari can be used. Shatavari granules are available. And we know that the agriculture department also is promoting shatavari in a very big way all over India. And we have the Sariva Panaka, very beneficial. Sariva Panaka is available in the form of juice also. That is, it is like a syrup. That is Sariva Panaka. We get it in bottles, and it can be used as squash. That is, you mix it with water and take it. The most important and very easy method which I have found is the Laja Manda. That is, Laja can be just powdered, add water, add a little sugar if they are not diabetic, or you can add also a little bit of cardamom, and then use it. So this is a very good medication, as well as a Rasayana Dravya also. You can see that so many people use it in the summers. Very beneficial, especially people when they go for this Chardham Yatra. People come to us that prescribe some medications which is helpful for me to go to North India because I cannot bear the heat. And the first drug of choice of mine will be Sariva Panaka and this Laja. I'll tell Laja is very easy because it is very light in the mass is very less, but you can take more, carry more. So quantity can be more. and it is a satiety bringing medication also, dravya also. It will cause satiety, that is truptikara dravya. So you can see that this Laja Manda has another benefit. That is, people having this nausea, traveling sickness, in those cases also it will be beneficial. And people who have vomiting, etc., it will be very much helpful. So Laja Manda is a very good medication for Pitta. And nowadays we can see that lot of people are Pitta Pradhana. Why? Because they do not sleep well, they have a lot of irritation, they have so many things to work, the multitasking has increased, and they are bound to do a lot of things at the same time. Therefore, this Pitta Pradhana persons can have all these specific Rasayana Dravyas. So it is a kind of Vadihara, but it will also prevent many diseases. The third thing is the Kapha Pradhana, wherein you can use specifically Rasna, Gugulu, Pipali, etc. See, some people will not have disease as such, but they will have certain tendencies. For example, if a person takes head bath, and she girl, for example, a college going girl, she has to take head bath and go to the college. Sometimes it will be mandatory. For example, the 5th day of the period, definitely she will have to take bath and go out of the house, even if it is a very cold day also, like cold climate conditions also. So during those days, you can see that many of them suffer with headache or migraines. So the best thing is the Rasna, the Churna. You can see in South India, it is a custom to apply this Rasna Churna over the crown. So that this will be very much helpful. Not only internal usage, but external application also will be very much helpful. Then you have the Gugulu. Gugulu, very, very easy. Rasna tea is also, Rasna is like Shunti only, that is Ardraka. So Rasna teas are also available. The fresh Rasna also can be grown anywhere in the at home also, and it is having very, very good flavor. So Rasna tea can be used. Gugulu is one thing which we can use definitely, and also Pipali in Kapha Rogas. There is a drug called Chausat Prahari Pipali. That is 64 times of Bhavana of Pipali Swarasa with Pipali Churna. So this is a very good medication available with many leading companies of Ayurveda. So this particular tablet has very, very good effect, especially in people having Kapha Prakriti and Kapha Pradhana Rogas can be definitely delayed, or it can be avoided. There is this Swarna Prashana as a Rasayana which we can use, especially in children. We can see that though Charaka Samhita has not mentioned the the Swarna or the Swarna Prashana directly as such, the dravyas which are used in the Swarna Prashana that are basically derived from the Charaka Samhita only, like Vacha, Shankapushpi, Brahmi, Guduchi, Yashti Madhu, Ashwagandha, etc. So specifically we can see these Medhya Rasayanas have been selected. So why Medhya Rasayanas? You can see that Medhya Rasayana, there is a question that Chausat Prahari Pipali, which company produces? Baidyanath has Chausat Prahari Pipal, and we also have the from Dudhpapeshwar, Sandu, all these companies specifically manufacture Chausat Prahari Pipal. Very, very effective formulation, especially for recurrent laryngitis, bronchitis, etc. So that will be very much beneficial. Then we can see that this Yashti Madhu, the Medhya Rasayana I was talking about, in Medhya Rasayana, Yashti Madhu is used along with milk. Why? One thing is because it cannot be taken only along the churna directly cannot be taken. It is very sometimes very sweet, or it sticks to our tongue. So because the fine powder sticks to our tongue, it will be difficult for us to take. That is one thing, practical difficulty. Second thing is why milk has been told is there is a specific and this thing active principle in the Yashti Madhu called glabridin, which is a isoflavone which that comes in a hydrophobic extract. So that means it is not very good with water. So only when you want to give it for gargling, etc., or for Yashti Madhu Seka, that is for for Akshi Tarpana or Akshi Seka, then it is okay. But for this thing, it is not, for intake, it is not good. Why? Because with milk, if it is given, then estrogen receptor binding function can be enhanced. That is why specifically Yashti Madhu Churna has been indicated with along with milk. Then it will have Medhya Karma. Another specific this thing is the Guduchi Swarasa. Guduchi Swarasa, you can see that it is used in many diseases, but we can see that it is specifically helpful in Vata Rakta or it is a drug of choice in Vata Rakta, especially Vata and Rakta Vaha Sroto Vikaras. But we usually see that many times when we use it as Rasayana, when we advise people, or even if you see many YouTube videos and all, they say that you take leaves of Guduchi. It is very good. But it doesn't work. Why? Because the berberin, which is the active principles of Guduchi, it is found only in the stem. Only if you can use that sattva, or you can use the stem itself to prepare kasha and use it as rasayana. Only then it will have some medya effect. Otherwise, it doesn't have any medya effect. Coming to Brahmi, it is a well-known nootropic drug. What is nootropic? Nootropic means one which can enhance the nervine function. So that is the synaptic junction, the connections between, or the network of the synapses can be increased with the help of nootropic drugs. At the same time, it is a cognition enhancer. What is cognition? Cognition means indriyartha samyoga, what we specifically call in Ayurveda. That is the understanding of the sense organs will become better. That is, you can hear better, you can see better, you can talk better, you can feel better. So these things are possible with the help of usage of nootropic drugs, specifically Brahmi. And Brahmi specifically has this tranquilizing effect also. It can be used in Anidrata also. That is, it is not a sleeping tablet, but it will increase the quality of sleep. So this is how it is useful. So we can see that how these Medha Dravyas work. The Medha Dravyas usually have two kinds of actions. One is, some of the Medha Dravyas are Shitavirya and Vadravipaka, and some of them are Ushnavirya and Tiktarasa. So we can see that some of them will increase the dharana karma. See, two things are very important for us. One thing is, we always expect multitasking. That is, we need the medha to increase. That is what it is called as medha dravya. So the medha should increase. That means it is a component of sadhaka pitta. Buddhi vedaha abhimanadyehi abhiprertata sadhakam hridgatam pittam. So this sadhaka pitta should increase. So how to increase it? It should be Ushnavirya, but at the same time, it should not increase the pitta, drava pitta also. That is why Tikta Rasa has been selected. And to increase the dharana karma, that is dharana shakti, that is to retention power. So because if the retention is better, then the smriti will be better. So to increase the dharana shakti, we need sleshma also, right? Tarpaka sleshma should increase. For that reason, we need Shitavirya and Madhura Dravyas like Grita and Kshira. So the best dravya is Nitya Kshira Grita Abhyasa. So that has been told specifically in Charaka Samhita. So these are the things which has been told in Charaka Samhita specifically. Some of them are Vacha, Brahmi, Shankapushpi and Kushmanda. You can see that though they have different vipakas, the viryata is either Ushna Virya and Shita Virya, and they have Snigdha Guna in it, and they also increase a little bit of Prakrita Pitta. So by these reasons, it will be specifically helpful. So we have some of the Rasayana Dravyas like Kushmanda Grita, Kalyanaka Grita and Panchakavya Grita, etc., which are helpful as Naimitika Rasayanas also, with specific to some of the dhatus. So we can see that in our practice, what kind of patients come to us? Either we have people coming with the long-term physical ailment or long-term mental ailments. Usually we see that people come for maximum follow-up who have emotional problems or psychological problems. People with physical problems do not come for follow-up very frequently. Only people who have the tendency to visit the doctor repeatedly are people who are psychologically ill, or they should have some psychosomatic disease. Usually people having only physical problems do not come to the doctor very, very frequently. This is a common fact. So therefore, we have to make sure that what kind of Rasayana Dravyas we will be giving. We should give Rasayana Dravyas which are more acting on the mental strata. So that is on the psychological level. That is why, anyway, Chavanuprasha can be used for physical ailments. It is also helpful for increasing the medha, etc. But certain dravyas like Mahakalyanaka Grita, Kalyanaka Grita, and this Brahmi Vati, all these things will be very much helpful, especially in treating the psychosomatic or psychological conditions. So these are the dravyas which can be used for long term: Vacha Churna, Eshtimadu, Manasamitra Vati, Brahmi Vati, Vacha Churna, Panchakavya Grita, Kushmanda Valeha. These can be used for any number of days or years also, many times. It can be continuously given. But there are certain restrictions especially for Vacha Churna or Eshtimadu Churna, etc. But in quantity wise, dosage we have to fix. Dosage is Yatha Yukti. The Yukti of the doctor is very, very important in this regard. So coming to a particular concept called this Rutu Rasayana, as we were telling that people get recurrent diseases, attacks of maybe fever, or it can be allergies, or it can be skin diseases, any kind of things. We come across with these things only in our practice. So specifically we can have a have a practice in our clinic that in these rutus we are going to definitely give this particular aushadha, so that the recurrence of the disease in that particular rutu should stop. So if a patient comes to us and says that this year, now in June, I am getting this kind of allergy. Next year, I do not want this disease to happen. If that is the demand from the patient, then are we capable enough, or are we confident enough to say to the patient that definitely I am, I can ensure that next year you will not get this disease. For that reason, you need the specific knowledge of rasayanas. Of course, with the help of shamana and shodhana dravyas only you can do it, but you should definitely say that I have a plan. I have a definite plan for you through which I can prevent this disease for you for the next year. So for that reason, this Rutu Rasayanas will be very, very helpful. In that Rutu, take this. You will be out of the disease. For example, in South India, in Kerala especially, we have something called as Karkatram Kanji. That is, there's a ganji prepared, or the porridge, which is prepared with Shashtika Shali, which comes in a kit. Vaidyaratnam and other companies usually manufacture this kit along with the rice, with the Dashumula dravyas in it and all, to prepare that kashaya and then add it to the porridge and then take it. So this will prevent many of the diseases of vata in the Varsha Rutu. Like that, you have specific dravyas which can be used. So in Shishira Rutu, as I said, that Pipali Rasayana can be used. Specifically, this Chausit Prahari Pipali can be used. In Vasanta Rutu, we can have tasty foods. See, always for the patients, we have to give something which is tasty as well as can be included in their diet. So Amras along with Hingvashtaka or Dadimashtaka Churna, which is a very tasty formulation, and it will also help them to get away with the kapha which can get accumulated in the Vasanta Rutu. We can also give Kharjurani Bantha also. That will be also beneficial. In Grishma Rutu, as we say that this Daha Shamani, that is, we have this drug called Patranga, which gives red color to the water, right? This red color water is usually served in South India, we along with Ushira, etc. So that is can be used, Daha Shamani. And you can also use Namanita along with Gulkan. This Gulkan is available as a Pravala Yukta Gulkan. Sandu company has this, and also Doodh Papeshwar also manufactures this. Gulkan along with Pravada Basma. Very good Pittahara Dravya. So along with butter, Namanita, it can be used. In many of the, I don't know in North India whether it is available. Here in South India, we have this concept of butter Gulkan, or banana, butter and Gulkan. This is a very good Rasayana Dravya which is used in summer. We have a specific formulation called Narasimha Rasayana, which is prepared with butter. All other formulations are prepared with ghee, but this is prepared with butter, and this is very, very tasty. So for children also we can give it. It is a very good formulation for especially growing children who need weight gain. At the same time, it is a very good Shukra dosha nivaraka rasayana, and it will also enhance Shukra dhatu. Along with that, it is also beneficial in hair fall. In many cases of hair fall we give, and there are specific hair oils also which is prepared along with the ingredients of this Narasimha Rasayana. Yes, lehe is not prepared, same ingredients, oil is prepared. So this is very, very beneficial. Then coming to the Varsha Rutu, as I said, if you cannot prepare the ganji, at least use shunti, that is ardraka. You put it in the rice while you cook it. That is a beneficial recipe. Then rice along with grita. See, rice along with grita is very, very beneficial, because you can see that in the childhood, what nourishes the child for an year, that one is the breast milk, second is rice and grita. That's all, rice and ghee. So this itself is a rasayana for the baby. So in the adulthood also, in the adult age also, you can continue this. You need not consider that it is only for children. For us also, it will be very much beneficial. In the Sharad Rutu, this Kshira Shali and Grita is a very, very good. There is different types of kheer. In North India, we know that there are different kinds of kheers which are prepared. Specifically, the on sometime on the occasions of Paurnima, it is very, very beneficial. And Paurnimas, you can see that there's different kinds of rata on which days this is exposed to the moonlight and it is taken. That will come in the later slides. And in Hemanta Rutu, specifically Tilamodaka, that is Tilaladu, is very, very popular, which will increase the ushnata in the body, and of course it will maintain the swasthya in the Hemanta Rutu, as well as it is a very good Stri Rasayana also. Tila is a very good Stri Rasayana, and Taila is specifically Yonishodhaka also. And we can see that in South India we celebrate this Sankranti with Gud and Til. So this is specifically at the end of the Hemant Rutu, when Shishir Rutu starts. That is the season wherein there is maximum cold. Then usually Til is used. So there are, as I said, that Medya Dravyas have the effect on the Indriyas, on the cognition. We have something which is as a Dinacharya Rasayana also. The Rasayana has been included in the Dinacharya, where in the context of Nasya. So usage of Nasya, specifically with Anutaila or Shatbindu Taila, will make sure that the Indriya Prasadana happens. So all the Indriyas are present in the Mukhabhaga only. It is present in the Shiras. So if Shirashodhana happens, that is Nasahi Shirasodvaram. So it is the window or the door for all the Indriyas, the whole brain and the sense organs. So if we are nourishing the brain, then you are nourishing all the Indriyas. So all the Indriyas can be nourished with the help of this kind of Rasayana, the Rasayana Dravyas, which is instilled in the form of Nasya. So this is as a Dinacharya we can apply this. Another important aspect is the Dhatu specific Rasayana. We saw the Rutu Rasayanas. Now it is the Dhatu Rasayana. So we have this Rasa Rakta Mamsa Meda Asti Majja and Shukra. According to the disease whatever we are having, or we will have some Kavai Gunya. So what is Kavai Gunya? Kavai Gunya means there is a tendency for the person to have certain kind of disease, or this will be always there. Since birth it will be there. For example, if I expose myself to a lot of cold climate, I will get muscular pains. So that means the Mamsa Dhatu in my body is a little weak, specifically. Or there will be specific points in our body which is a little weak. Whatever happens, that will get affected first. So this will be there for every person. Every person will have one or the other Kavai Gunya. So where is this Kavai Gunya? That is which Dhatu this Kavai Gunya is there. That has to be specifically identified, and that particular Rasayana can be given. So these are the list of the Dravyas which can be used specifically for the Dhatus. So Acharya Charaka has beautifully given this in a structured way. Though there are certain Dravyas which we have mentioned specifically, here the Dashemani specifically is a standard method. If you do not know anything, this can be blindly prescribed. What is this? That is one thing is the Rasa Dhatu is Jivaniya and Stanya Janana. So if the Rasa Dhatu is vitiated, directly you can give these particular Dashemanis. Rakta, Jivaniya and Shunita Sthapana. For Mamsa Brahmaniya you can give. For Medo we can give Lekhaniya. And Asti we can give Sandhaniya. Majja Shukra we can give Shukra Shodhana, Shukra Janana and Prajasthapana Ganas. So these Ganas are specifically applied for in the level of Dhatus. So very, very easy formulations. Even a new practitioner can practice this even if we do not have much knowledge or experience. There are certain dravyas which have been told as Sadapatya, like Bhojanagre Sadapatyam Lavanardaka Bhakshanam. That is, before having a meal, we have to have Saindava Lavana along with Shunti, that is Ardraka. There is ginger, wet ginger. So this can be specifically mentioned. Then there is Nitya Kshira Grita Abhyasa, as I said, it is a Dhatu Vardaka. Then there is a problem of tackling this Sadapatya in case of children. Many times what happens, the children will not be able to take many kind of rasayanas, or avoiding of the junk food is very difficult. In those cases, we can prepare salads along with mudga, that is it contains protein, as well as it can contain a little bit of fresh vegetables also, like cucumber, etc. That can be used as snacks, which is more filling, and also it will be helpful for the development of the children. So it will not compromise with the nourishment, as well as it will be tasty, and it will not be harmful also like junk food, and it will be increasing the nutrition value also. The best phala which can be used is draksha, because it is available all through, always because the dry draksha, that is specifically the dry grapes, are available. Raisins are also available, and we know that draksha is a phalottama. So uttama phala is draksha. So that is a very good rasayana also. So always it is a indigenous drug, and also it is beneficial for all kinds of dhatu poshana. So you can see that there are certain dravyas which are specifically can be used in case of specific disorders related to some some chronic disorders. So these are the list. Like for example, these are the list from the Charak Samhita only, which can be used in specific rogas. So the list is like this. I can share this PPT if you want, and you can just go through this. I'll not go into much details, but this is what I want to just clarify. Here you can see that there are certain avasthas which we have to see. So in certain avasthas, certain rasayanas have to be used specifically. For example, I'll take one or two examples. Like for example, if there is a shotha. So shotha will be it can be pulmonary edema, or it can be any kind of edema. Dashamula haritaki dravya is very, very beneficial. Why? Because it is vatahara. Because Dashamula Gana has been told in the Shota Hara Gana only. The Shota Hara Gana is nothing but Dashamula. And Haritaki is a Anulomaka Dravya. So it will make sure that no retention, water retention will happen. At the same time, it will increase the Bala and it will decrease the Vata also. So all these things are possible. And there is multidimensional effect of the Dravyas are possible with respect to certain conditions. So according to Avastha also, we can use Rasayanas. Very, very, very beneficial. For example, in this Kafadikya and causing obstruction to Vata, and if it is Jina Avastha. What is that condition? In Pramehas, we find this. So there, Shiva Gutika is very helpful. What is Shiva Gutika? It is Shilajit. Shuddha Shilajit in a very soft form. It is available by BV Pandit, etc. Those companies. Shiva Gutika is very, very beneficial. Even Vyas company also has this Shiva Gutika. So we were talking about all these Aushadha Rasayanas. These are all Aushadha Rasayanas. Let us come to the Ahara Rasayanas, which are wherein there is no involvement of Aushadha, but we have this food recipes which can be used as Rasayana. So as I already explained, Grita is a very good this thing, because Grita can cross the blood-brain barrier. And as I said, this rice, ghee, and Saindava salt, which is a very good formulation, which is usually used for feeding the babies, that can be used as a Prag Bhakta Aushadha or Ahara Rasayana. So every time we take a meal, it is better to have rice along with ghee, or any food along with ghee and a little salt. It will increase the Agni, and also it will be helpful for the Rasa Dhatu Vruddhi. And therefore, it will also increase the Medha also. So many research articles have been published on the action of Grita on the brain. The second thing on the Ahara Rasayana which I want to mainly specify is the Shashanka Kirana Bhaksha. As I said that there are many vratas on the Purnima days it is done. This is one of the things which is told in specifically in the Sharad Ritucharya. In Charaka Samhita it is in between the lines, but in the Ashtanga Hridaya they have quoted the shloka. Shashanka Kiranan Bhakshan Rajanyam Bhakshayan Piban Sasitam Mahisham Kshiram Chandra Nakshatra Sheetalam. That is, a kheer has to be prepared which is kept in moonlight on the Purnima. So this I practice every month on every Purnima, and I give it to my patients. So this has very, very good effect on the diseases wherein there is more of Pitta. That is, whenever there is any kind of allergy or any kind of reaction wherein this Sharira or the body is reacting to external factors immediately, in those cases we have to understand that Pitta is the dosha which is involved. So for Pitta Prashamana, the best thing is the Somaguna. So Somaguna, the direct source is Soma, there is Chandra. So Chandra has direct effect on the Aushadha on the day of Purnima. So he will be at the nearest point to the earth. So that day we can prepare this Kshira and then give it. In Sharad Rutu, it is at the most nearest point. Other Purnimas also, it will be a little more near. That is why this Amrita Kala we call, Amrita Ghalige, what we call. On that period, around 3-4 hours, we can expose this to moonlight and then consume it. It has very, very good effects. Since 5 years I am practicing, and I am getting wonderful results as a Rasayana. Coming to the non-pharmacological approach, this is all pharmacological or the Ahara. We are giving some intervention. But here we can see that there is no intervention, but there have been given some rules and regulations to follow, through which it will act as a Rasayana. So this Rasayana as a achara. Achara means what? Acharana. That is, we have to follow it. Just by following it, you will gain the benefits of Rasayana. What is this? The best example I want to give you is recently our honorable Prime Minister, when he took up the PMO office once again for the third time, he told to his all his colleagues in the PMO office that people usually think that he works a lot, that is he sleeps only for 3 to 4 hours a day, but he's still energetic. How does this happen? So for that he told that I follow certain rules and regulations in my routine, as he said, as he refers to achara, and these acharanas are helping him to maintain his health, both physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, spiritually, all these things, even religiously also. So this kind of thing is embedded in our Ayurveda. So he is one of the best example for Acharya Rasayana. So what all he is doing, that is whatever a person can follow is Sharirika Sadvrata, Manasika Sadvrata, Dharmika Sadvrata, and Samajika and Vyavaharika Sadvrata. If all these things are done, then that is nothing but the Acharya Rasayana. So it is specifically told in Acharya Rasayana, they have been classified specifically. Satyavadinam, Akrodam, Nivrittam, Madhyamaitanat. So these are all psychological. So at the psychological level, we have to follow certain things. At social levels, we have to do certain things. That is Dana Nityam. That is, you have to start contributing, not complaining. If you have a problem, we have to contribute something to it, not complain about it. Of course, we will have certain complaints, but at the same time, we should think that how can we contribute in solving the problem rather than creating or increasing the problem. So if we have such kind of mentality, definitely it will be helpful for everybody. So at the same time, the social, Deva, Go, Brahmana, Acharya, Guru, Vruddha, Archana, Ratam. So one who is always, thinking about the benefit of others, definitely he will be healthy. The third thing is the personal level, that is the Samajagrana Swapnam Nityam Kshira Grithashanam. That is, if we are personally taking care of our own health, and also Deshakala Pramanam, how much to do, how to do, when to do. If that person knows properly with the help of Yukti, that is logically, if he can understand this, then that will be helpful for any kind of beneficial works which he is going to do further in his life. The most important thing is Upasitaram Vruddhanam Asiktanam Jitatmanam Dharma Shastra Paraha Vidyan Nitya Rasayanam. So what is this Dharma Shastra Param? Dharma Shastra means the rules and regulations which have been told by our Vruddha Vaidya Parampara or Acharyas earlier. That is, if you do this, you will be healthy. Or if you do this, this is good. If you are committed to whatever have been told by the Parampara, then definitely it is a Nitya Rasayana. So here there is nothing which you are consuming. It is more of commitment. So commitment is one of the most important Rasayanas which will have a benefit, overall benefit like this. That is Gunaraitai Samuditaihi Prayuktaihi Go Rasayanam Rasayana Gunan Sarvanya Toktan Sa Samashnate. So without taking Rasayana also, everything will be attained because you are following the Dharma Shastra. So we can see that if you are following Dharma Shastra, you will be following many of the vratas, acharana, niyama, and also they like vratas like chaturmasa, etc. So definitely you will be healthy because they are all designed in such a way that it will keep you healthy. Avoidance of certain nishiddha dravyas and acceptance of things which are shuddha. So that will make sure that you are healthy always, all through the year. So there are certain things which have been told in Ayurveda also as Rasayana in the form of Dinacharya. Like for example, in Dantadavana you can use Rasayana Dravyas. For Mukha Marjana, that is soap, etc. you can use Rasayana Dravyas. For Sharira Marjana, there is Stana Churnas you can use. You can use different lepa, Abhyanga can be done daily. Lip balms can be prepared with Rasayana Dravyas only. And Sugandha Dravya, whatever we are using, like Chandana, Karpura, etc. Those things can be used specifically with the help of dhupa and avoid as much chemicals as possible so that it will prevent many kinds of diseases. So with this, I want to just give you this thing, that contraindication or some of the, the dravyas which we said that it can be used for long term. There are some dravyas which are said to have certain a little ill effects, a slightly insignificant decrease, especially in the serum IgG levels. What are they? Atibala, Guduchi, and Kapikachu. So these are the three dravyas which are to be used a little carefully. So especially during pregnancy, we have to avoid it, because it is said that the IgG levels can decrease a little, not much, but at least it causes a slight decrease. So we should make sure that we are not going to give this in a higher dosage, especially in case of pregnancies. So that we need to take care. So if we have all these yukti with us, definitely we will be able to make sure that we provide the best results out of rasayanas. So as a conclusion, I will want to say that the ahara rasayanas, achara rasayanas, and the aushadha rasayanas specifically help us to improve our perspective of practice, especially in case of OPD level. Therefore, nana aushadhi bhutam jagati kinchit dravyam upalabhyate tam tam yuktimartham chatam tam abhipretya. So we have to use our logic to use the dravyas which have been told in our classics in a very easy way, or which can be convincing to the patient, as well as the patient should be able to follow it. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation. I would like to invite your questions or queries if there are any. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साहब, बहुत ही बढ़िया इंफॉर्मेटिव, बहुत अच्छी एक्सप्लेनेशन। मौलिक सिद्धांत जिंदाबाद था, है और रहेगा। बहुत ही बढ़िया। और बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा था कि एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी हर एक पॉइंट पे आपने कहा था कि, और ये भी आपने बहुत अच्छी बात कह दी, बहुत सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स का मन आ गया होगा कि ये पीपीटी मिल जाए। और मैंने खुद
Definitely.
क्लिक ली थोड़ी सी, है ना, क्योंकि वीडियो अपलोड होगा, मगर फिर भी पता है उसी वीडियो को वहां तक जाके उसको देखना कई बार आसान नहीं रहता। तो
Correct, correct.
मैंने भी लिया, और सच में मीन्स मुझे लगता है कि मैं गायनी में भी बहुत कुछ अच्छा करूंगी इसके बाद, जहाँ बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट इतना क्लियर मिलता है तो हम बहुत कुछ अच्छा कर सकते हैं। बहुत ही
Definitely.
बढ़िया है। जिन पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने हैंड रेस किया था, मैंने माइक अनम्यूट कर दिया है, आप अपना क्वेश्चन अनम्यूट करके पूछ सकते हैं। डॉक्टर शशि तिवारी जी, आप अनम्यूट करके पूछिए अपना क्वेश्चन।
गुड इवनिंग मैम, प्रणाम मैम। बहुत अच्छा सेशन था वाकई, क्योंकि ये एक चीज बहुत लास्ट में बहुत अच्छी सी पता चली। जैसे मैं गुरुची को बड़े अच्छे से यूज करती हूँ, मेरी बहुत पसंदीदा है, बट हुआ कि प्रेगनेंसी में उसको प्रिकॉशन के साथ यूज करना है। तो एक ये चीज क्लियर हुई, आगे से सर मैं ख्याल रखूंगी। और अनुभव जो आपका आपने बोला ना, शरद मतलब या चंद्रमा का जो है, जैसे हम लोग के यहाँ तो खीर का कंसेप्ट होता है, बट आपने कहा ऐसे भी यूज करते हैं, तो उसमें मिल्क यूज करते हैं कि घी ऐसे 3-4 घंटे मून लाइट में रखकर यूज करने का? प्लीज क्लेरिफाई।
Yeah, I use it in a way wherein I prepare the kheer, and I also add this Arjun ki chhal ki churna, matlab Arjuna churna I add it, and then keep it in the moonlight for around 4 to 6 hours. So that is the time we usually keep. And हमारे पंचांग में उसका अमृत काल का टाइम लिखा होता है, तो उस समय में at least I make sure that it is under the moonlight. So that we make sure. And then in the early morning, we can sometimes it becomes a little hard because वो जम जाता है थोड़ा, जब बहुत शीतल होता है, तो और थोड़ा हम क्षीर ऐड करके क्षीर को भी सेपरेटली ही मूनलाइट के नीचे रखते हैं, और उसको थोड़ा मिक्स करके देन वी एडमिनिस्टर टू द पेशेंट्स. This is though it is so cold, I have not seen any kind of जैसे एलर्जी होता है कुछ लोगों को, सुबह सुबह कुछ ऐसे खीर खाने से मतलब छींक आ जाता है, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता. इवन इन आस्थमा पेशेंट्स आई हैव सीन that they do not find any kind of discomfort after taking the cold kheer also.
जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साहब, और बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं। मैं भी यहाँ धन्वंतरी औषधालय ऐसे करके जौहरी बाजार में एक चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट है, जहाँ सबसे पहले आयुर्वेद को पढ़ाया जाता था 100 साल पहले, यानी भारत की आज़ादी से पहले। जब राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद संस्थान बना नहीं था, वहाँ एक संस्कृत कॉलेज चलता था। तो
अच्छा,
मेरे गुरुजी मंगलदास जी स्वामी जी की देखरेख में वो खीर बनती थी, और वो शरद पूर्णिमा की रात को ऐसे रखी जाती थी, और उसको फिर दिया जाता था। और उस दिन की ओपीडी बहुत बड़ी थी, ऐसे मीन्स काफ़ी ज़्यादा पेशेंट्स बहुत दूर दूर से आते थे, और सही बात है, इससे लाभान्वित होते थे। और आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि बहुत ही अच्छा रहता है। जी, दूसरा, हाँ जी बेटा, कुछ आप चैट बॉक्स में देखेंगे
हाँ हाँ हाँ, आई एम जस्ट
उसमें
सीइंग।
कुछ क्वेश्चंस आए होंगे।
सर एक पूछने का था सर, आपने उसमें एंगर क्रोध के लिए भी बोला था, तो उसमें कौन सा वनस्पति आप यूज करते हैं वो पूर्णिमा के इसमें?
हाँ, उसमें सिर्फ एक ही यूज करता हूँ मैडम, अर्जुन चूर्ण, अर्जुन अर्जुन की छाल की चूर्ण।
तो वो क्रोध के लिए भी वो काम करेगी?
हाँ हाँ, डेफिनेटली, मतलब वो तो हृदय है, अर्जुन इज अ हृदय द्रव्य, वन थिंग, एंड इट इज वेरी गुड फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ एलर्जीज, इट इज अ पित्तहर द्रव्य ऑल्सो। मैंने देखा है कि जो ये होते हैं ना, मतलब मेंस्ट्रुअल डिसऑर्डर्स होते हैं, जैसे पीएमएस हुआ या फिर मेनोपॉजल पीरियड में, इट हैज वेरी गुड इफेक्ट, बिकॉज इरिटेशन होता है, एंग्जाइटी होता है, उस चीजों में इट इज वेरी वेरी बेनिफिशियल। बहुत सारे लेडीज जो मेनोपॉजल पेरीमेनोपॉजल पीरियड में है, वो लोग लेते हैं और उसका उससे लाभान्वित होते हैं।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और क्रोध में तो सही में मैं कई बार पेशेंट से ऐसे पूछती हूँ कि क्रोध आता है, पेशेंट कई बार बताते भी हैं हाँ बहुत क्रोध आता है। मैंने कहा हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट पे आ जाता है, डायरेक्टर सर पे कहीं वर्किंग है तो नहीं आता बिल्कुल, है ना। तो कई बार वो कंडीशनल भी होता है कि आप मेरे से छोटे हो तो फिर क्रोध
हाँ,
आता है, और मुझे पता है कि आप मेरा कुछ बिगाड़ लोगे तो फिर नहीं आता है बिल्कुल, है ना। तो कई बार ऐसी भी बात हो जाती है। यस डॉक्टर उज्ज्वला, आप अनम्यूट करके अपना प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं।
नमस्ते सर, बहुत ही अच्छा था व्याख्यान। और मुझे क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे कि आप कुछ रसायन लेते हैं क्या? जैसे कि हमें वैद्यों को बहुत सोचना पड़ता है पेशेंट के बारे में, और अभी के जो बच्चे हैं उनको भी उनके हिसाब से बहुत ही ज्यादा पढ़ाई है, मतलब जैसे हमारे टाइम में थी वैसे नहीं है अभी, तो बहुत जैसे 2 साल के बच्चे से ही स्टार्ट हो जाता है। तो उनके लिए हम नित्य रसायन में कुछ दे सकते हैं क्या, जैसे कि हेल्दी बच्चे हैं तो?
हाँ, यूजुअली आई एडवाइज नित्य क्षीर घृताभ्यास। अगर उनको क्षीर साथ में नहीं है तो आई एडवाइज समथिंग लाइक आमलकी, आमलकी इज द बेस्ट थिंग। एंड ऑल्सो अभी तो बहुत सारे ऐसा है, जैसे टीज मिलते हैं ना, अभी तो बच्चे थोड़ा ये ग्रीन टी के लिए बहुत ये एक होता है, मतलब दे इंक्लाइन टुवर्ड्स दिस। सो ग्रीन टी तो अभ्यास रहता है बहुत सारे लोगों को, तो आई यूजुअली रिकमेंड देम विद दीज काइंड ऑफ टीज, जैसे यष्टि मधु का हुआ, लिकरिस टी वेरी वेरी पॉपुलर यूरोपियन कंट्रीज में, तो लिकरिस टी मतलब यष्टि मधु का टी तो मिलता है। तो मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ बच्चों को कि फॉरेनर्स जब यूज कर रहे हैं तो हम क्यों यूज ना करें। एंड स्पेसिफिकली सम ऑफ द रसायन द्रव्यस वी get it in, we can just prepare it like a little tastier versions of it, and then we can use it, जैसे खरजूर हुआ, द्राक्षा हुआ, because many times youngsters do not take these जैसे कड़वे औषधि वो नहीं लेते, तो उनके लिए ये सारे जो थोड़ा स्वीटिश होता है और टेस्टी होता है वो तो बहुत फायदेमंद होता है। वैसे आई प्रिफर them even for small children also. This is very good. There's Maitya Rasayanas, which are a little sugar coated, will be very good for them. Sugar coated मतलब अच्छा टेस्ट वाला।
जी
एंड सर
बहुत
फॉर वैद्यास सर?
For Vaidyas, I want to specifically share this, that Achara Rasayana is the best, Rasayana for Vaidyas. For example, we see that, as a practitioner, I see if I have a commitment, like if I am Dharma Shastra Para, if I am more religious, of course, this is a personal comment, but personally, if you are more religious, you will have that confidence to treat the patient. मतलब लगता है कि भगवान मेरे साथ है, जैसे हम ट्रीट करते हैं, तो दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सो इफ यू आर कमिटेड टू certain things in your life personally, then that will give you a lot of confidence and you can transfer that energy to the patient and you will not fall short of energy. So this is the most best rasayana which we can follow, because बहुत सारे बार होता है कि हम तो बहुत एडवोकेट तो करते हैं पर वी आर नॉट मेनी टाइम्स प्रैक्टिशनर्स, मतलब वी डू नॉट प्रैक्टिस इट. So the best thing we can definitely practice is the Achara Rasayana. Without any drug, we can, a more non-pharmacological approach is better for us, for Vaidyas. That is what I feel.
सही कहा,
थैंक यू
बिल्कुल
सर।
सही कहा, बहुत ही अच्छी बात है। और मुझे ऐसा भी लगता है कि आधुनिक शिक्षा पद्धति सिर्फ इंफॉर्मेशन इंफॉर्मेशन इंफॉर्मेशन, तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि एक जो सिक्स सेंस है है ना, क्योंकि मैंने आपके बहुत सारी चीज़ों में देखा कि आपने बहुत कुछ युक्ति युक्त रूप से उसमें लिखा हुआ है, तो वो सिक्स सेंस से पता चलता है, हर
करेक्ट,
चीज़ लिख के नहीं आती है ना।
करेक्ट,
जैसे मम्मी जब घिया की सब्जी बनाती है और हम देखते हैं, मगर हम जब पहली बार अपने आप डालेंगे मसाले तब पता चलेगा, क्योंकि सेम वजन की घिया तो नहीं हो सकती, वो थोड़ी छोटी हो सकती है, थोड़ी बड़ी हो सकती है, नंबर ऑफ पर्सन उस दिन घर में कम हो सकते हैं, है ना। ऐसे तो उसके अनुसार हमें वो मसाले डालने आने चाहिए। तो ये बात बिल्कुल सही है कि आचार रसायन दी बेस्ट भी है, और उससे कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ऐसे भी लगता है बहुत बार ना कि भगवान वही करवाता है ना। हालांकि कुछ पार्टिसिपेंट्स को ऐसा लगेगा कि ये क्या बात है, मगर ऐसा
करेक्ट।
मैंने अपने जीवन में कभी कभी महसूस किया कि भगवान ने पेन चलवा दी, है ना। क्योंकि मैं जब तक सोच रही थी कि ये लिखूं कि वो लिखूं, दो चीज थी मेरे पास, मगर एंड पॉइंट पे वो पता नहीं एक शक्ति ने वो लिखवा दी, और सच में उससे बहुत अच्छा रहा। तो ये बात सही है। डॉक्टर चंद्रकला ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है डॉक्टर साहब कि
या
डीएम पेशेंट व्हाट रसायन कैन बी यूज्ड एज रेगुलर बेसिस।
हाँ, ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस आई वुड रिकमेंड शिवगुटिका। शिवगुटिका यूजुअली हमारे यहाँ एक कंपनी है वीवी पंडित बोल के, मैसूर का बहुत 100 साल पुराना कंपनी है। तो उसका एक शिवगुटिका आता है जो सॉफ्ट रहता है, बहुत मतलब बड़ी रहती है पर सॉफ्ट रहती है। तो उसको हम यूजुअली मॉर्निंग एम्प्टी स्टमक लेने के लिए बोलते हैं। सो दैट शिलाजितो इज अ कर्षण रसायन, मतलब ओबीस पेशेंट्स है तो वो कर्षण भी मेदो कर्षण करेगा, पर वो रसायन है, and it will definitely make sure that the shaitilya of the dhatu is reduced, because shitilata of the dhatus is what is happening in the prameha for a long time. So long term में धातु शैथिल्य को रोकने के लिए शिलाजितु is the best rasayana, and this shivagutika is the best dravya which I feel it can be given.
बिल्कुल सही कहा डॉक्टर साहब। मैंने भी मेरे गुरुजी मंगलदास जी स्वामी
हाँ,
को सबसे पहले शिवा गुटिका, क्योंकि मैं गायनी से आती हूँ तो मैंने इतना देखा नहीं था। गुरुजी को जब पहली बार देखा धन्वंतरी औषधालय में, तो मैंने शिवा गुटिका पहली बार निकाल के पढ़ा कि उसमें क्या क्या इंग्रेडिएंट्स है, किन किन सोरस की भावना है, और मैं तो फैन हो गई थी कि अगर सही में ये ऐसी ही कोई अच्छी सी बना देता है, तो मुझे लगता है 70 to 80% किसी भी रोग में शिवा गुटिका बहुत अच्छा काम करेगी। कि जहाँ माइन्यूटली आपको सेलुलर लेवल पे काम करवाना है, तो शिवा गुटिका बहुत बड़ा दी बेस्ट आंसर है। सही कह रहे हैं आप। डॉक्टर मुग्धा जी पूछ रहे हैं, इज इट एडवाइजेबल टू टेक रसायन चूर्ण रेगुलरली।
यस, रसायन चूर्ण जैसा ऐसा कुछ फॉर्मुलेशन होगा जिसमें शायद मेध्य द्रव्य होंगे या फिर रसायन द्रव्य भी होंगे, which will be called as rasayana churna, that can be regularly taken, no nothing to worry, but make sure that in certain conditions, जैसे हमारे रसौषधीज अगर उसमें मिले हुए हैं, तो ये एक बात है कि ककार अष्टक मतलब कारवेलक, कैडेरिया एक्सेट्रा, वो सबको हमें थोड़ा दूर रखना है या फिर परहेज में रखना है। तो वो चीज हमें मान के चलना है। जो रसौषधीज में कॉन्ट्राइंडिकेटेड है वो रसायनस में भी कॉन्ट्राइंडिकेटेड है, तो वो ध्यान में रखते हुए वी कैन गो फॉरवर्ड। और एक क्वेश्चन है, यूज ऑफ हरितक्यादि योगा बिफोर गिविंग रसायन, आर यू गिविंग इट? हरितक्यादि योगा नहीं, डायरेक्टली नहीं दे रहा हूँ। आई यूजुअली गिव सम विरेचना, that is with त्रिवित लेह, that is the best, अनपायी द्रव्य त्रिवित लेह is the most safe one. इच्छा पीति रस हम यहाँ पर ज्यादा नहीं देते, because we find it sometimes it is a drastic purgative, and बहुत सारे पित्त प्रकृति पर्सन में वो सूट नहीं करता, उनको थोड़ा डिहाइड्रेशन हो जाता है। That is why the most suitable द्रव्य here in this region usually is त्रिवित लेह. So we give त्रिवित लेह as a sadhyo virachana and then start with rasayana. This I do. And I do a lot of vamana also. So in any kapha dikha, especially asthma patients तो बहुत है बैंगलोर में, तो I do vamana and then start administering the rasayana dravyas.
सर त्रिवित लेयर कितना मात्रा में ये करते हैं सर?
त्रिवित
क्या
लेयर,
मात्रा?
हाँ, एक एक कंपनी का थोड़ा थोड़ा डिफरेंस होता है। जैसे कोटकल आयुर्वेदशाला का मैं यूजुअली अराउंड 50 ग्राम्स यूज करता हूँ। इफ आई वांट अराउंड 10 to 15 वेगास, if I need more, I'll give up to 80 grams also I have given. नागार्जुना कंपनी का आता है, वो उसमें थोड़ा ज्यादा डोज चाहिए, वो 100 ग्राम का एक पैक होता है, वो पूरा देना पड़ता है।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साहब। बहुत सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने धन्यवाद किया है बहुत अच्छे लेक्चर प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए और इंफॉर्मेटिव लेक्चर्स के लिए। और अच्छा, कुछ लोग आपका नंबर भी मांग रहे हैं डॉक्टर साहब।
अच्छा,
अगर पॉसिबल हो, हम कह तो नहीं सकते क्योंकि आप बहुत ज़्यादा बिजी है, तो
नहीं
अगर
मैं शेयर
पॉसिबल
कर
हो।
सकता हूँ, नो
हाँ
प्रॉब्लम।
जी, हाँ जी,
मेल आईडी और मैं अपना नंबर शेयर करता हूँ।
जी, हाँ जी। सर के नंबर पर आप अपना ईमेल आईडी भेज दीजिए। अच्छा, सर ने ईमेल आईडी भी दे दिया है, बहुत
हाँ,
बढ़िया। तो जिन्होंने पीपीटी की वो करी है, तो आप उनको थोड़ा ले लीजिए, तो उसके ऊपर से सर विल सेंड। तो सद्यो वमन, डॉक्टर श्वेता जी पूछ रही है, फॉर सद्यो वमन व्हाट ऑल यू यूज सर।
सद्यो वमन के लिए मैं अगर दोष उपस्थित है, मतलब दोष आने के लिए रेडी है, तो यष्टि मधु फांट देने से वो आ जाएगा। आफ्टर as soon as we give यष्टि मधु फांट आकंठपाना, दोषस विल स्टार्ट कमिंग आउट। उसके बाद भी नहीं आ रहा है या फिर उपस्थित दोषस को थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है, क्योंकि स्नेहपाना नहीं हुआ होगा सद्यो वमन में, तो वी आई यूज वेरी लिटिल, अराउंड 2 grams ऑफ मदन फल चूर्ण, शुद्ध मदन फल चूर्ण यूज करता हूँ, और लवणोदक भी यूज करता हूँ। बस इतना ही।
जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साहब। डॉक्टर ममता जी पूछ रही है, सर काइंडली शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस विद स्वर्ण प्राशन और एएसडी।
एंग्जाइटी AHD में
एएसडी
मतलब
थोड़ा फुल फॉर्म बोल रही हूँ। डॉक्टर ममता, आर यू देयर? एक बार इसका फुल फॉर्म बताइए बेटा।
आ, नमस्ते, प्रणाम मैम। ऑटिज्म स्पेक्ट्रम डिसऑर्डर।
ऑटिज्म सर्कल, इसमें मतलब मेरा इतना स्पेशलिटी तो नहीं है, पर मेरे गुरुज जो है, मतलब कौमार प्रत्यय डिपार्टमेंट में जो काम करते हैं, उनका बहुत ये है, जैसे SDM कॉलेज ऑफ आयुर्वेदा हासन में इसका बहुत सारे स्टडीज हुआ है, बिकॉज दैट वाज द फर्स्ट कॉलेज विच स्टार्टेड स्वर्ण प्राशना इन इंडिया। मतलब KLE आयुर्वेदा कॉलेज बेलगाम में स्टार्ट हुआ था, पर बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में, जैसे वहां पर 8,000 9,000 चिल्ड्रन आते थे। अभी तो थोड़ा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हुआ है क्योंकि सारे प्रैक्टिशनर्स उसको प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, बट दैट वाज द फर्स्ट इंस्टीट्यूशन वेर इन ASDs have been extensively studied with the help of Swarna Prashana. So I have experience of seeing those results, but directly treating them with only with Swarna Prashana, I have only 2-3 experiences. एक पेशेंट थे जो मैं 10 साल से कर रहा हूँ स्वर्ण प्राशना मेरे क्लिनिक में, और 2 पेशेंट्स में इसका बहुत अच्छा रिजल्ट आया है। आई हैव ओनली 2 लाइव एग्जांपल्स ऑफ माय पर्सनल प्रैक्टिस।
Thank you, sir. One more question which I have written. जैसे like as you mentioned, to prevent these ASD or some other chromosomal anomalies, or we can study like preconception पे मैं every person को ये देती हूँ शोधना चिकित्सा। So sir, I would like to know from you and ma'am also, like, do we have some protocol like how to give? That I know, but I need to collect some data. Even you collect data, so that way we can present like multicentric study we can do. So are you doing such kind of research work?
Definitely, such kind of this thing is required. Of course, the multi-centric data collection is also required. Now, anywhere Ayush Research Portal also has this particular opportunity. We have that opportunity to upload our case studies or case reports or case series also, or any protocols what we are following. That also we can upload. Even Amrita University also has come up with this, so we can upload our experiences and also protocols in that portal. So that way we can have a common platform wherein we can discuss things and we can arrive at a common platform. But usually it will be usually customized, like अपने अपने प्रैक्टिस में क्या होता है कि उनके देह प्रकृति के हिसाब से या फिर क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस के हिसाब से, उनके एज के हिसाब से हम थोड़ा इधर उधर करते हैं। बट ऑफ कोर्स द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ शोधना बिफोर एज अ पार्ट ऑफ गर्भ संस्कार इज डेफिनेटली एडवाइज्ड। यहाँ तो उसका बहुत सारा ये है, क्योंकि you can see that in South India we have in North India also it is common, but in Bangalore we have the maximum number of fertility clinics, and now we see that there is 90% of the fertility clinics, they refer patients for Virechana. That is, they say you go to any Ayurveda practitioner, take one Virechana and come back. Then we will treat you for IVF. This is the very commonest thing which is happening since 2-3 years. So this is one thing which has a advantage of having the cross reference from the allopathy side itself, because they also agree that Shodhana will help. So in that cases we can directly have some types with the fertility clinics and then start doing this as a protocol.
Sir, that we are doing, you are doing at your level, madam is doing, I am doing at my level, but I need a conclusion, like some kind of data we can generate. No need to go to Ayush protocol. First, you are doing, you are the first person whom I am hearing that doing preconceptional, because Garbha Sanskara, it is mandatory that Bija Suddhi, Ahara Suddhi. So that we are doing. And for Achar Rasayana, we are giving antenatal yoga practices also. And we are following all the Sushruta Acharya, Charak, Garbhani Paricharya, Sutika Paricharya.
Yes.
So, sir, we need now concrete data generate. We can generate data and we can.
Correct, definitely.
Because fertility centers, they are providing us. And why I'm worried, because ASD cases we are getting in paternal side, because now late age marriages are there.
Yes.
So especially male fertility, infertilized cases we are getting, but they are not coming forward. Even male, they are like having type 2 diabetes, and that is causing miscarriages in respective wives, but they are not understanding this point. So, like, I need some kind of things for age, like GDM, gestational diabetes mellitus.
GDM and all, I use usually Nishamalaki, very effective dravya. Recently, there was a case wherein a patient, she is still in the 9th month actually, and her diabetes level was a little high, and the doctor had advised insulin. But only with Nishamalaki, it was maintained. I increased the dose of Nishamalaki, of course, but it has got much better. The amniotic fluid also has increased, and the baby's weight also has increased. There is a fetal weight has increased. That's why they have they actually had advice to go for a preterm baby at the age of at the 7th month itself. But they then cancelled it because of the intervention which we did. I just gave this Nishamalaki and also advised Narikelo, that is tender coconut water. With that, the nourishment happened well, and now she is about to deliver in 2 or 3 weeks. So this kind of approaches, simple approaches, also will help us a lot. And definitely, as you said, the Shodhana Chikitsa before the conception will help us definitely for this thing. I have 2-3 cases very recently which has happened wherein the male partner had diabetes, and because of that there was miscarriage. And then after the Shodhana, immediately after the conception, after the Shodhana, they immediately conceived, and now the baby is also healthy. So such cases are very, very common. That is why the personally also, that is myself and my wife also did all the Garbha Samskaras. That is starting from the this thing, Shodhana, then Pumsavana, Simantonayana, whatever is told in Dharma Shastra as well as in Ayurveda, both we have done. And now we are happy that we have not given any kind of vaccines also to our child, to my son. Now he is almost 2 years old, and no vaccination we have given. The modern vaccinations we have given only Swarna Prashana. That he is healthy. And day one, that is as soon as he was born, I did this Swarna Prashana immediately. So with that, everything is going on well, and we feel that our experience should be shared. And my wife has written also a book in Kannada, sharing her experiences and the protocol of what we followed, and which can be an inspiring thing. So recently around 250 copies of that has been sold, and people are very happy, and they have been following that also for a long time. They have been recommending them. Of course, we have not bought it in English as such, because she has written it in the form of a novel. It's nice to read. It is in the local language, but of course we are trying it to translate it to English also. Once it is done, I'll be happy to share with you.
ओके, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साहब. डॉक्टर उज्ज्वला एक क्वेश्चन पूछना पूछना चाह रही थी कि कुष्ठ पेशेंट जिनमें कंडू ज्यादा है,
हम्म,
पित्त रुक्षता अगर दुर्बल है, जहां शोधन नहीं दे सकते, तो नित्य शोधन कैसे करें?
I usually recommend बस्ती. बस्ती is the best way to do. That is जैसे गुदक पूरण करते हैं पाइल्स पे, या फिर मतलब पोस्ट जैसे हेमराइडेक्टमी या फिर फिस्टुलेक्टमी गुदक पूरण करते हैं ना, वैसा स्मॉल अमाउंट 20-30 ml ऑफ स्नेहा वी कैन गिव. जैसे रुक्षता ज्यादा है तो बेस्ट मेथड इज स्नेहा पाना, तो रोज नहीं दे सकते. एंड इफ यू आर गिविंग Snehapana daily for a long period of time, it will become Satmya and it will not be much beneficial. So Basti is the best method. That is Anuvasana Basti or the Sneha Basti, 20-30 ml of Aushadha daily as Buddha Purana. The patient himself can do it or herself can do it, or the family members also can do it. So best method. I have given for a patient this kind of this thing who was affected with psoriasis for around 6 months because of a chemical exposure. Actually, he was a farmer, and for him continuously for 7 months I have given Sneha Basti like this Guda Purana, and he was completely cured of the disease. So this is one experience of mine wherein I have given for long term Sneha Basti. There is also a Rasayana.
जी
Sir, which is Basti Kushta Adhikara we should use or any specific?
Kushtadikara, like I had given only this Nalpa Maradi Taila. That's all. That is Panchavalkala hota hai usme. Bas.
We should use only oil, not ghee.
Not the ghee also we can use. If the Agni is a little less, then we can use ghee. But ghee usually will cause a little bit of loose motion. It will cause a little irritation. Taila has better absorption in the mucosal membranes. That is why Taila is usually preferred in the long term.
ओके, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साहब. डॉक्टर अभय जी, आपने हैंड रेज किया है, आप पूछिए.
हेलो सर, मुझे एक क्वेश्चन था कि गृहिणी के पेशेंट में नॉर्मली आप कौन सा रसायन देते हो और कब तक गृहिणी के पेशेंट में रसायन देने से मतलब ज्यादातर फर्क पड़ता है, ऐसा आपका अनुभव है?
मैं द बेस्ट रसायन आई यूज इज दिस दाढ़ी मावलेह बैद्यनाथ का आता है, और एक है औदुंबरावलेह, जैसे फिग मतलब उदुम्बर से बना हुआ, वो सांडो कंपनी का भी मिलता है औदुंबरावलेह. दाढ़ी मावलेह is the best rasayana which I have used for long time in Grahini patients. It has worked out very well. एंड ऑल्सो जैसे मैंने बोला कि वो साइकोसोमेटिक डिसऑर्डर है, इसलिए थोड़ा आचार रसायन और कुछ द्रव्यज लाइक सम तक्रधारा ऑल्सो हैज हेल्प मी इन मेनी वेज. एंड कषाय धारा में ज्यादा तैल धारा मैंने नहीं किया है गृहिणी के पेशेंट में. आई हैव डन कषाय धारा, दैट इज विथ आमलकी, जटामांसी, त्रिफला एक्सेट्रा. प्रिपेयर कषाय डेली and do Shirodhara with Kashaya. So that has helped me a lot in case of Grahini. And Takra Prayoga, जैसे तक्र वो उत्तर इसमें जैसे जीरक चूर्ण के साथ तक्र को 21 days दे सकते हैं. Only तक्र, nothing else. 21 days. That is very very beneficial. That I have tried in many people and have got very good results. Only तक्र प्रयोग.
मतलब खाना बंद करके पूरा तक्र पे रखने का 21 डेज?
तक्र और राइस, बस तक्र और राइस और कुछ नहीं. घी राइस मतलब घी साइंधव लवण और थोड़ा जीरे का चूर्ण या अजोमोदो चूर्ण के साथ वो ले सकते हैं, या फिर राइस एंड तक्र. दैट्स ऑल, नथिंग एल्स.
ओके, गुड, थैंक यू सर.
बहुत बढ़िया, आपने तक्र वाली बात तो बताई. मुझे मेरे गुरुजी मदन गोपाल जी गुरुजी याद आ गए. मुझे याद है करनाल के आसपास में से एक पेशेंट आई थी और वो बहुत बड़े बिजनेसमैन की पत्नी थी और उनकी आंत में गैंग्रेन हो जाता था.
अच्छा.
तो लगभग जहाँ से गैंग्रेन हुआ, मिस एब्डोमेन पेन से वो बहुत सारी जगह घूमे थे, एम्स में भी, चंडीगढ़ पीजीआई में भी, दूसरे भी अच्छे अच्छे है ना गैस्ट्रोएंटरोलॉजिस्ट और ऐसे सभी जगह. और उनमें से पता नहीं एक कोई हॉस्पिटल में जहाँ से गैंग्रेन हुई आंत, उससे आगे और पीछे का आधा आधा फीट लेके उसको कट किया. फिर से रीसुचरिंग, 1.5 साल में फिर से वही दर्द वापस शुरू हो गया और फिर वही ऑपरेशन हुआ. तो फिर डॉक्टर ने कहा होगा कि अब तीसरी बार होगा ना तो नहीं करेंगे. आंतें बहुत छोटी हो जाएगी, फिर उसमें एब्जॉर्प्शन कैसे होगा। तो वो काफ़ी वरीड थे, फिर तीसरी बार पेन शुरू हो गया। तो वो तब मेरे गुरुजी के पास, मदन गोपाल जी गुरुजी के पास आई थी, और उसको जब सर ने कल्प बताया तो उसको कहा था, पूछा था कि आम का, मैंगो का जूस या अनार का रस या तक्र या कुछ कुछ चूज कर लो, तुम एक ही लेना है और साथ में मैं औषधि दूंगा। तो पेशेंट ने कहा कि नहीं नहीं, मैं तो कमजोर हो जाऊंगी। तो मेरे गुरुजी ने कहा था, वो बहुत प्रेरणादायी शब्द है, सबके लिए अच्छे रहेंगे इसलिए सुना रही हूँ। गुरुजी ने कहा था कि मेरे शरीर से इतना मांस का टुकड़ा मैं काट के दे दूंगा, अगर तेरा 5 ग्राम भी कम हुआ, 5 ग्राम भी कम हुआ। उससे वो पेशेंट इतनी ज्यादा उत्साही हो गई कि ये 70 इयर्स के व्यक्ति अपने शरीर से इतना टुकड़ा देने के लिए तैयार है, तो मेरे शरीर से तो कुछ कम होने से रहा, मेरे शरीर से कुछ कम नहीं होगा। और उन्होंने दवाई ली। दवाई लेते समय भी वो बहुत डर रहे थे कि सर अगर गुरुजी फिर से दर्द शुरू हो गया तो मैं तो मर जाऊंगी, मैं कैसे करूंगी ऐसे। तो गुरुजी ने कहा था कि मैं दुनिया में नहीं रहूंगा मगर तुम हमेशा रहोगी। तो आज गुरुजी को स्वर्ग प्राप्त हो। गुरुजी ने बहुत ज्यादा सभी शिष्यों को प्यार दिया, सिखाया, मार्गदर्शन किया, और आज गुरुजी नहीं है दुनिया में मगर वो महिला जिंदा है। तो गुरुजी ने जो बोला था वो बिल्कुल अक्षर सह सही निकला, और उसकी सच में कोई भी 1 ग्राम भी कम नहीं हुआ था। और सही में ये तक्र प्रयोग और जो हम कल्प प्रयोग करते हैं वो एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी रहता है। और गृहिणी चिकित्सा में तो नो डाउट बिल्कुल है ही, और आंत को पुनर्जीवित कर देता है वो,
करेक्ट।
पहले जैसी नहीं। और
मैंने ये मेरे पापा को के लिए ही किया था, और मेरे पापा में भी उनको अमीबियासिस हुआ था, पानी चेंज होने की वजह से। एक टूर में गए थे उसके बाद, तब मैंने ये प्रयोग किया था। तब पंचामृत पर्पटी के साथ जीरक चूर्ण दिया था विद तक्र फॉर 21 डेज, आरोहण अवरोहण क्रम में। तो थोड़ा जैसे आपने कहा, थोड़ा भी वेट लॉस नहीं हुआ, वैसे ही था। एंड ही हैड नॉट टेकन एनीथिंग एल्स अदर देन तक्र एंड दिस थिंग। एक क्वेश्चन है कि क्रॉन्स डिसीज में मिल्क, तक्र एक्सेट्रा, मिल्क से एलर्जी होता है, लैक्टोज इंटॉलरेंस होता है, तक्र से नहीं होता। तक्र से कुछ नहीं होता, दैट वी हैव सीन। आई हैव अ पेशेंट हु हैज बीन, जैसे मैंने मेरे क्लिनिक के इनाग्रेशन के जस्ट एक हफ्ते के बाद एक पेशेंट आई थी। वो अब आज तक भी आ रही है, 10 साल हो गए, एंड शी इज नाउ हैप्पी। आई हैव गिवन हर ऑल द मेडिकेशन, नाउ शी इज एबल टू टेक मिल्क ऑल्सो। क्रॉन्स डिजीज की पेशेंट थी, तो तब उनको बहुत इंटॉलरेंस था, आज अब नहीं है। बट तक्र से उनको कुछ नहीं हुआ, सिर्फ मिल्क से होता था, तक्र से नहीं हो रहा था।
जी बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं, और बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने इतना अच्छा बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन का आंसर किया, और सारे बच्चे, सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स भी बहुत अच्छी तरह करते हैं। डॉक्टर ममता, डॉक्टर उज्ज्वला, डॉक्टर चंद्रकला, डॉक्टर अभय, और बहुत सारे बच्चों ने, पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने उसको सराहा है। आज मैं नाम नहीं ले रही हूँ, काफ़ी हमने डॉक्टर साहब का समय ले लिया है, और बहुत ही अच्छा सभी ने पार्टिसिपेट करके इसको और इन्फॉर्मेटिव बना दिया। और मैं समझती हूँ कि बहुत सारे लोगों को ये अच्छी चिकित्सा में कामयाबी दिलवाएगा। एक छोटा सा पार्ट में, डॉक्टर ममता जी, आपने थोड़ा पूछा है तो बताना चाहती हूँ कि पुरुषम पुरुषम वीक्ष्य, ये चरक का बहुत बड़ा सिद्धांत है, और एक ही प्रोटोकॉल सभी में नहीं चलता है ना। और ये डेटा जनरेट करिए, ये करिए, वो करिए, ये मुझे लगता है कि आयुर्वेद के अच्छे दिनों के लिए जरूरी ये है कि हमारे हमारे मानी हम सभी आयुर्वेदिक चिकित्सक के हॉस्पिटल या क्लिनिक के बाहर बहुत लंबी लाइन हो, पेशेंट वेट कर रहे हो, हम भारत के लोगों की पहली चॉइस बने। और उसी में मुझे लगता है, क्यों डॉक्टर साहब, हमारे अच्छे दिन आएंगे फिर।
आ गए हैं मैडम।
जी
आ
तो
गए हैं।
है ना, जहाँ मीन्स, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि एक ही प्रोटोकॉल से सभी को करना ठीक नहीं है। किसी में कोई पॉइंट, जैसे मुझे इनफर्टिलिटी में लगा है कि मेरे पे बैन लगा दो कि जो मैं अब तक लिख रही हूँ ना वो मुझे नहीं लिखना है। मैं सोमनस्य पॉइंट पे इतना बढ़िया काम करती हूँ ना कि मैं जो दूंगी उससे बंदा ठीक होगा।
करेक्ट।
है ना, क्योंकि मैं सोमनस पे वो इतना ध्यान देती हूँ ना कि मुझे बस मैं उसको एहसास कराती हूँ कि आई एम वरीड फॉर यू, और मैं सच में करती हूँ, मैं सिर्फ एहसास ही नहीं दिलवाती। मेरे दिमाग में घर पे खाना बनाते हुए भी उसी की हिस्ट्री घूमती है कि ऐसा है और ऐसा रहना चाहिए, है ना। तो ये मुझे लगता है कि एक प्रोटोकॉल एक ही सब में करे और सारे एक जैसे होते तो चरक सिम्स मिम्स लिख के नहीं जाता। बहुत इजी रहता चरक के लिए कि वेट इतना है, हाइट इतनी है, बीपी इतना है। अरे इवन चरक ने विमान स्थाने रोग विषक जीतीय में जब 10वीं परीक्षा भाव बताए, वहां भी तो दे सकता था वो, उसके ऊपर कौन सा जीएसटी लग रहा था, है ना, कि भाई यार ये तो जीएसटी लग जाएगा इसलिए दूसरा रास्ता अपनाओ, है ना। तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि हमें अ, अपनी यथामति, है ना, क्योंकि मैं समझती हूँ कि मैं एमडी करके जस्ट निकली तो भी मरीज ठीक कर लेती थी, और आज 26 साल बाद तो भी कर लेती हूँ, है ना। तो आप यथामति उसमें घुसेंगे ना तो ईश्वर आपके साथ रहता है। ईश्वर क्या, मुझे तो लगता है चरक आपके साथ रहता है ना। बहुत बार जब मैं ढूंढती हूँ ना आंसर, तो वही चैप्टर निकलता है, वही पेज निकलता है ना। भले वो 8 घंटे बाद निकले, बहुत पढ़ना पड़ता है ना। और कई बार ऐसे चरक यूं कहता है पता नहीं चलता, इतनी अच्छा साइंस लिखी है ना, तो ऐसा ही महसूस होता है। तो इसलिए पुरुषम पुरुषम विक्ष वाला भाव काइंडली इनकॉर्पोरेट करे। और ऐसा मत सोचिए क्योंकि मुझे खुद आवरण नहीं आता है, मैं सही कह रही हूँ, है ना, मगर मैं फिर भी पेशेंट ठीक कर लेती हूँ। पता नहीं ईश्वर वहां कुछ ऐसा ही करवाता है कि ऐसा ठीक रहेगा। और ज्यादातर मैं कोशिश करती हूँ कि ओपीडी में मिलने वाली फ्री दवाई लिखी जाए। बात पीत कॉफी तो मैनेज करना है, मैं ऐसा भी सोचती हूँ। तो इसलिए आप इन चीजों के लिए करेंगे तो बहुत ही अच्छा रहेगा। मैं कहती हूँ कि पीयर रिव्यूड आर्टिकल्स लिखिए, एक केस स्टडी लिखिए, है ना, कि दुनिया के सामने भी आए, है ना, हमें उससे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। मगर सभी को एक चीज, है ना, और वो देखनी है तो चरक संहिता शारीर स्थान 8वां अध्याय जाति सूत्री अध्याय एक प्रोटोकॉल जैसा ही दिया है, आप एंजॉय करिए उसको, है ना। और उनमें से मैं बहुत सारी चीजें करती हूँ। मगर जहाँ पेशेंट ऐसे कहते हैं ओहो ये करना पड़ेगा, अच्छा यूं भी करना पड़ेगा, मैं कहती हूँ देवी कुछ मत कर, खुश रह ले, कुछ मत कर तू, है ना। क्योंकि बहुत सारी महिलाओं का नेचर इतनी ज्यादा यूश बनाना, ये करना ऐसा नहीं है। बहुत सारे करते भी है, हम मना नहीं कर रहे, मगर कुछ को हर चीज में
डिफिकल्टी।
हाँ बोझ लगता है, बोझ, ओहो एक काम और बढ़ गया, है ना, अच्छा मेरे लिए अलग बनाना पड़ेगा। तो ऐसी कंडीशन में मुझे लगता है कि मैं तो उसको खुश रहने के लिए कहती हूँ कि देवी बाकी का सब कुछ हम और चरक संभालेंगे, तो खुश रह ले। तो सच में अच्छे रिजल्ट्स मिल रहे हैं ना। तो
यस मैम, थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम। मैं भी आप ही की तरह चरक खोल के बैठ जाती हूँ, इसलिए मैंने आपका पर्सनल नंबर मांगा है। मैं प्रोटोकॉल इन द सेंस मैम, मैं क्या करना वो नहीं पूछ रही हूँ। मैं ये पूछ रही थी कि हम किस तरह से अपनी स्टडी, एविडेंस बेस्ड स्टडी हम लोगों के सामने लाएं। क्योंकि मैम अभी जब मैं रिसर्च पेपर रेफर करती हूँ तो अपने यहाँ से रिसर्च नहीं होके और वही बात बाहर के लोग बोल रहे हैं, और अनफॉर्चुनेटली दे आर नॉट यूजिंग आवर चरक आचार्य, सुश्रुत आचार्य, वाघ भट्ट। इसलिए अभी जो हम कर रहे हैं, हमें वो पेपर पब्लिश करना चाहिए। जैसे सर ने अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया, आप अभी बता रही हैं, तो अच्छे दिन के लिए हमें थोड़ा तो पेपर निकालने होंगे मैम, पब्लिश करने होंगे।
नहीं पेपर निकालिए, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मगर जब आप प्रोटोकॉल बोलते हैं, है ना, तो मुझे लगता है कि जैसे पीसीओडी आया, तो प्रत्येक समय पीसीओडी में एक दवाई नहीं दे सकते, है ना। मैं सिर्फ आमलकी चूर्ण से भी पीसीओडी ठीक किया है, क्योंकि मुझे पेशेंट की तासीर पूरी पित्तज लगी, उसका शरीर के वर्ण से लेके, उसके स्वभाव से लेके, उसके 10वीं 12वीं के मार्क्स भी लेके, है ना, बहुत सारी चीज मुझे मिली कि तो पित्तज है ना। तो इसलिए मैं समझती हूँ कि मैं इस तरीके से कहना चाहती हूँ, है ना, कि रिसर्च आर्टिकल आने चाहिए, मगर हमारे हॉस्पिटल के सामने बहुत लंबी लाइन हो और भारत के लोगों की पहली चॉइस आयुर्वेद, ऐसा मुझे 26 साल में लगा है। हो सकता है कि अभी कुछ और साल में मेरे और भी विचार हो, मगर अभी तक में जो मुझे लगता है कि हम कैसे आयुर्वेद का स्टैंडर्ड, आयुर्वेद की स्थिति उन्नत कर सकते हैं, बड़ा बड़ा कर सकते सकते हैं, अच्छी कर सकते हैं। और ये सच में बहुत अच्छी चिकित्सा पद्धति है ना? मैं बहुत बार इस उस पे भी कह चुकी हूँ, इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर भी, और मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को मैं कहती रहती हूँ कि कोरोना के समय में जब घर में अगर 1 लाख ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर पड़े हो और हम किसी को ना बताएं, जबकि बहुत शॉर्टेज चल रही है बाहर, तो ये क्राइम है ना? कि घर में इतना दबा के बैठे हो तुम, 1 लाख ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर का क्या करोगे, भरे हुए सिलेंडर, है ना? तो इसी तरीके से आयुर्वेद में लिखे हुए उन अमूल्य सूत्रों को अगर हम पेशेंट्स को, जन समाज को, है ना, दूसरी जगह नहीं बता रहे हैं, है ना, जिस हिसाब से अगर हम सोचिए कि लगभग 12 लाख आयुर्वेदज्ञ, आयुर्वेदाचार्य है, एमडी को छोड़ दीजिए, आयुर्वेदाचार्य है, वो कहाँ बता रहे हैं? अगर हम 12 लाख लोग दिन में 12 लोगों को भी मिलते हैं, तो क्या हम एक बात 365 दिन में या प्रत्येक 365 दिन में एक बात बता सकते हैं? पूरा ब्रह्मांड गूंजेगा भाई, है ना? तो इससे ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा मैं समझती हूँ कि हम ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर छुपाने का काम न करें, लोगों को बताए कि हमारे पास बहुत कुछ है, इससे तुम बच जाओ। तो ऐसा कुछ मेरा कहने का मतलब है। और नो डाउट बहुत सारा अच्छे दिन हो भी रहे हैं, अच्छे प्रयत्न भी हो रहे हैं, और कोविड के बाद सरकार ने भी उससे पहले भी अच्छा बजट भी दिया है, मगर फिर भी जितना हमें चाहिए, है ना, उस हिसाब से आयुर्वेद में हम नहीं कर पाते, या उधर से बजट आ पाता, या सब कुछ, है ना? तो हमें अभी बहुत ज़्यादा प्रयत्न करने की ज़रूरत है। और इसीलिए ये प्लेटफॉर्म हमने शुरू किया था कि बहुत सारे श्रेष्ठ चिकित्सक निर्माण हो। और एक छोटी सी बात मैं सभी पार्टिसिपेंट से कहना चाहूंगी कि प्रत्येक व्यक्ति सारी चैट बॉक्स देखे बिना, जबकि सर ने नंबर दिया है, सर ने ईमेल आईडी भी दिया है ना, मेरा नंबर ये है, काइंडली सेंड पीपीटी, बेटा ये गलत है ना, ये आचार रसायन नहीं है ना, यू शुड नोट। प्लीज आप सोचिए कि मैं और सर यहाँ से क्वेश्चन देखे, उसके आंसर करे, कि आपका नंबर नोट करे, है ना? आप देखिए, आप मेरी जगह स्पीकर कोऑर्डिनेटर है और आप में से कोई एक स्पीकर है, इज इट पॉसिबल? है ना? तो बेटा अपनत्व रखना चाहिए, आचार रसायन मानी अपनत्व है ना? कि एक तो आपको पीपीटी भी दे और उससे आपका नंबर भी नोट करे, है ना? थोड़ा सा बेटा सोचा करे। मुझे संवेदनशीलता मेरे साथ नहीं, इस लेक्चर सीरीज में नहीं, आपकी प्रत्येक जीवन के स्टेप पे संवेदनशीलता अगर आती है, तो आपके हाथ में, आपकी हैंडराइटिंग में शफा आ जाएगी, है ना? शफा पता नहीं हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे, है ना? कुछ लिखोगे उससे ठीक हो जाएगा, ऐसा कुछ, है ना? तो इसलिए प्लीज थोड़ा सा सोचा करो बच्चा, है ना, कि मेरा नंबर ये है, ऐसा नहीं बच्चा, मेरा ईमेल आईडी ऐसा नहीं, है ना? यू शुड नोट, है ना, कि आप एक स्क्रीनशॉट लेके भी नोट कर सकते हैं। तो क्योंकि ऑल ओवर इस व्याख्यान माला का उद्देश्य सिर्फ अच्छे वैद्य निर्माण करना नहीं है, अच्छा नागरिक निर्माण करना है, अच्छा व्यक्ति निर्माण करना है, कि जो अच्छा पिता भी बने, पति भी बने, चिकित्सक भी बने, बेटा भी बने, चाचा भी बढ़िया बने, हर भूमिका बहुत अच्छी निभाए। और इसी तरीके से बालिका या महिला की भी हम बात सोचते हैं कि जिंदगी के हर क्षेत्र में उसका बहुत बड़ा योगदान हो, और वो फुल कैपेसिटी से जिए। यस, मैं इतना कर सकती थी, है ना? तो मुझे लगता है कि जिंदगी कामयाब है ना? तो ऐसा मैं कुछ चाहती हूँ, किसी को बुरा नहीं लगना चाहिए, मैं अपने बच्चों की तरह ही आपको ट्रीट करती हूँ, और इसीलिए मैंने ये बात भी बताई है, क्योंकि मैंने बहुत बार नंबर कुछ नोट करने की भी कोशिश की है, मगर इतना हो नहीं पाता, है ना? तो क्षमा प्रार्थी हूँ, आप अवश्य स्पीकर सर का नंबर नोट कीजिएगा। अंत में मैं विश्व आयुर्वेद परिषद के इस प्लेटफॉर्म से आज के स्पीकर का, डॉक्टर श्रीहर्षा केवी का बहुत बहुत तहे दिल से हार्दिक धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि हमने 1 घंटा कह के आपसे 2 घंटा 1 मिनट ले ली है, और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद बहुत सारे आंसर करने के लिए, बहुत अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए, और हम आपका तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करते हैं।
धन्यवाद।
सबसे लास्ट में मैं शांति मंत्र बोलूंगी, आप सभी म्यूट रख कर ही दोहराएंगे। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। नमो नमः। विश्व मंगल की कामना के साथ अगले शुक्रवार को हम फिर से आपके सामने उपस्थित होंगे। अपने अपने जगह पे अपने अपने हिस्से की आयुर्वेद के प्रति समर्पण भाव से आप काम करते रहिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। डॉक्टर साहब बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका जी।